Hey everybody, what is up? Welcome to the Carlotta Chat with Show. Okay, listen, y'all. I don't know what's going on. I'm trying to fix my thing. Okay, y'all. Hold on, y'all. I'm trying to fix this thing for y'all. I don't know what's happening. Okay. I be out here. I be doing the most. I don't know what be going on. Okay. How are you guys doing? I hope you guys are doing fine. I don't know what's going on. Hold on. Okay. I'm trying to fix you guys' file. This thing here. Give me a moment. We're working on. We're trying to get everything together. Okay, what? This is going to be interesting. Okay, you guys. All right, you guys. Well, welcome to the show. I don't know what's happening with my thing here, but we're trying to get it going. I'm gonna take. I'm already starting to take a break, and I just got yawn. Hold on, you guys. I think something we're having a little technical difficulty, so hold on. Mm-mm-mm. Let's see. Okay, you guys, I'm trying to have. Okay, guys, we're gonna take a quick break. And I'll be right back. We're just having some little technical difficulties. Okay, so I'll be right back in a moment. All right, give y'all some little electronic music to listen to. All right, you guys. I am back on the Carlotta Travel Show. I don't know what's going on today. It's just one of those days. Shit, I don't. Okay, you guys. Okay, I am back. I'm sorry that you guys had to wait so long into the show. I hope you all are having a good day. I had a wonderful holiday. It was so fun. I'm telling you, this year was a lot of fun for me. I needed it. I had a lot of nostalgia. I went back to my old high school, took pictures from my high school and my grade school because I've been wanting to do it for the longest, and I did it. It was fun. I enjoyed that. I enjoyed seeing that. Got to visit with my girlfriends and hang out. We had such a great time. The time was had. Okay, so like everybody this year, I had like things to do, like arts and crafts. They were so shocked. And so it's so cute what I did for my me and my girlfriends. It's just us three of us. We do this thing every year. And what I did is so they thought it was gonna be Maxwell shit. I was like, no Maxwell shit. It's gonna be no Maxwell free zone. they're like, they're like, my friend goes, what are we getting ready to play? Pin the tail on Maxwell. I was like, funny bitch, hilarious. No, we're not. What we're getting ready to do is we're going to paint. We painted Christmas trees. It was fun. We got to make these Christmas trees. I bought everybody these Christmas trees. I even bought them for my grandparents who love them. And so what I did, okay, so let me tell you what happened. I buy my girlfriends, I buy these Christmas trees. They're from the $5 store. People have been asking me where I got them from. $5 store. I'm a cheapie. I'm not cheap, but I'm cheapie. I try to find the best deals. And so, I find fun stuff. Like I got this fun stuff to do for New Year's. Like, because, I'm not really, I took an art class because you know what? Years ago, I was inspired by somebody, right? And I took an art class. Shout out to my inspiration. He inspired me to take an art class. I'm not good at art what's so damn ever. I just wanted to do something out of my comfort zone. Shout out to, yeah, the person that inspired me to do this. But I went and took this class, and I found out so much about art that it was not. It was so much more than thinking it's just about your own creativity, how you do it, and stuff like that. But I had a blast in this class, and so ever since then, I've been doing little fun stuff. Even though I can't draw, I'm not that person. I can do. I'm okay. So so I can't. No, I'm not even okay. I can draw stick people. But I love to create stuff and everything like that, do fun things. I was absent. I always tell people I was absent the day they learned to color in lines and cut in kindergarten. I'm really not good at that kind of stuff, but I love doing it. It's so therapeutic. It's like therapy for me. So I'm like, shit, this is great therapy. And so I said this year I was going to get everybody something fun to do. And I found out about these trees they sell at the $5 store. And people say they sell out of them fast. So I got in early because I'm an early girl. I do Christmas year early, okay? Y'all should see my decorations. My decorations is out there, right? And I didn't decorate my grandparents' house this year. What I did with my grandparents, because I didn't have to, I was tired at Thanksgiving. I was so busy. And so what I told my grandparents, instead of putting up their tree, I bought a pop-up tree. And I'm going to talk about that in a minute, okay? So tell y'all all about these Christmas things so y'all can know for y'all Christmas next year, okay? But so I bought these Christmas trees, these Christmas trees you paint from the $5 stores. They are so neat. Battery operated. You have to get some AA batteries, okay? They have little lights you put in after you paint them. It is such a neat thing for $5. I mean, you put the batteries in after you put your lights in. You can put your lights in any kind of way after you paint the tree. Put a star up on top, and the lights light up on your little tree, your miniature tree. It was so fucking cute. And so I brought my girlfriends one, and we did that. That was when while we were talking and eating, because my girlfriend, she does a whole layout. She does a layout of food, and we bring stuff too. Like for me this year, I was a candy apple girl, so I brought candy apples, and one of my friends brought drinks and stuff like that. Oh my god, we had food. Okay, food laid out. Okay, just three of us. We be eating up stuff, and and everybody was so impressed. Listen, okay. I'm on a weight loss journey. Listen, my friends were looking at me like, damn. Okay, I'm coming down. I'm not nowhere near where I want to be, but I'm coming down. I'm so proud of myself. I tried not to eat all the food, so I wouldn't mess up. I'm trying to get a certain weight too for just for myself, and I have goals, and like my cruise is coming up. I'm not gonna be like, you know, oh, I don't know what to say. I'm not gonna be all, I'm gonna be nice, but I'm hoping I'm gonna be nice. But you know what I'm saying? I'm getting there. I'm doing this slowly, and I'll tell you guys. I'm gonna tell you guys. I'm gonna talk to you guys about how I did it. But yeah, my friends were like, "What the hell?" I will say this. I had remember I had gained a lot of weight. I had gained weight back because during my I had remember the years I lost a lot of weight and then I gained it back, especially during my bout with cancer. I was just listen. I was just my nervous system. I ate. No excuse what I was eating. Okay, and so I went. I'm gonna tell you what really did it. It was a lot of things. It was a combination of things. My doctor, first of all, just saying the fuck, what the fuck you do? She didn't say it like that, but that's how I perceived it. It was like, what the hell's going on here? Whatever. And my doctor saying some things to me. And I'm gonna get back to the Christmas tree, y'all. But this is a sidebar. So my doctor saying some things to me about weight and what it was doing in my life. And like, I had just battled one disease and here I was looking at another one. Okay. And I will talk to y'all about that later on. Okay. And so I'm like, the hell? So I was like, okay, something has to be done. And I saw that I went to the meet and greet for Maxwell and I saw my arm and my arm just scared the shit out of me. I was like, the fuck is wrong with my arm? It looked like Credible Hunk. No, and this isn't too listen because there's some baddie big girls out there. Don't get me wrong. I'm a baddie plus size girl. I understand. I'm a body plus size. I'm still plus size. I'm a baddie plus size girl. Okay, I get it. Okay, it's some bad girls out there. I'm not saying that, but for me, I was like, okay, what the hell's going on here? I have to get my shit together. Okay, and I have been working slowly to get my shit together. So since late August, September, I have come down 30 some pounds. It's pretty amazing. I'm proud of myself. I'm hoping to come down more. I have a goal weight. Y'all pray for me. This is not easy. And I will share with y'all more about how I'm doing it. But I think some of my friends were like, what? Yeah, but it feels good. I'm proud of myself. Okay, I'm not where I want to be though. Nowhere near. I'm still a plus size girl. Okay, but I needed a lot to come down. But I am getting towards like my first goal, and I am so psyched about it. Okay, so that's happening for me. Um, Back to the Christmas tree. So my friends were all impressed. They were like, my girlfriends were like, what? Because they hadn't seen, and so they're so proud and everything like that. And then plus, let me tell y'all know I finished I'm now how many hours away from my master's degree? I'm at where am I at? I think I'm 10 hours away, 10, 13, 12 hours away, like 12 hours away. I could have finished this semester, but I needed to spread it out because I have a massive paper and I need time to do that paper. Okay. So my last semester I'll probably take an extra class, but it'll be about more of the paper. But so I spread it out till December. But listen, I could have did it this year, but I would have felt rushed. Okay. And I got all A's. Your girl got all A's. She did. So me and my friends, me and my friends, we get high fiving me. I'm so proud of myself. Okay. And I picked up my vision for writing and doing all the things I love to do. So I'm excited about that part. We'll see, how it goes. I had so many wonderful things and we were sharing those things. One of the things, this is sidebar again. I'm gonna come back to the trees, but sidebar again. I joined this theater guild here in Arlington, and I got on the board. I'm on the board. Yeah, so it's kind of cool. I do like special events. It's something. It's so fun. I only have to do it like once or twice a year. This one thing, but it's so fun that I get to experience it. And what I do is it's funny. Like it's like the help to cater when the theater has special events. Y'all, yes, really. You know what? Because it's not something I'm usually comfortable with, but when they have special events, we put things together. And I got to work my first special event last couple of weeks ago, and it was fun. I had a blast. I love this theater. I love everything about it that I am just being introduced to. So, and the ladies and the guys who are a part of this theater guild and the friendships that I am making and building. It's just so fun. I am having a blast. And so so one of the things when we create special events, what I do is I help with the special events for the theater that helps the theater. Like we give like at Christmas time or different parts of the year, we might do an event for the sponsors of the theater. And so I'm the person who I'm the VP person who helps put that together and stuff like that. And that is so fun. Like, so we put it together a little reception or something. So we did one at Christmas. They had one at Christmas, and the two ladies who've been over it, who I'm taking their place there, and they're going to still be with me. They're going to still be with me as I go, God bless, into next year to teach me how to do everything and everything. But uh, we do these special events. It's a little party for these people and one of my night, the people donated $10,000 to the theater. So I was so super excited about that. So it's just so fun. And so, yes, people are asking me, Keisha, are you going to go back into acting? Yes, I am. Okay, I'm back. Yeah, I know I'm doing the background stuff right now because I want to learn the background stuff. But yes, acting, writing, yes, I am eventually. Okay. So, yeah, and my family people asking me about singing because I used to sing. It was so special for me to go to Faxon. I went to my grade school and I took a picture because that's where I started singing. I started singing in grade school, and I used to sing at all the programs, everything, sing all the time. Okay, sing in high school, sing a little bit outside, a lot outside of high school. Then I just stopped. I've told this story before. I have stage fright sometimes, so I didn't, and it came all of a sudden, and so I kind of stopped. And so I'm thinking about it again. It's fun. I have fun. There are fun things that I'm like saying, okay, you know what? I'm gonna open myself up to. I don't know, just have fun. I'm not really, just to use my gifts and talents in the way I'm supposed to be using them. But yeah, so I'm excited about that. I'm excited. So it's been a fun year, and it's kind of opened the doors up for me in so many ways with my gifts and talents. A lot of things that I was afraid of. And really, I've had a great inspiration for myself the last probably since about 2016. I've had this great inspirational thing happen in my life, and it's really inspired me in a lot of ways. Lots of things have happened through it. So I'm thankful. Sometimes you're introduced to energies to kind of show you where you're at and show you where you don't belong. Or show you where you need to get out of, or show you where the environment you need to be moving towards. And yeah, so that was for me. So me and my friends, we talked about different things like that, our lives and stuff like that. We painted Christmas trees. These Christmas trees are from the Five and Below store. You can get them you have to get them early if you start doing Christmas. At Five and Below, let me tell you something, a secret about Five and Below. Because I just got some craft stuff too there. And some of my family was getting together on New Year's, and I was thinking about doing the same thing with them. And the craft stuff is like really cheap. You can get lots of cheap, fun stuff at the Five and Below Below store, especially for beginners, people who are doing beginner crafting. One of the things that I found for like New Year's is They have pottery. They have this $5 pottery thing that you make your own bowl or you make your own thing. And I was like, oh my God, that would be so fun to do. Like, shit, I don't know if it's going to work or not. It's $5, but shit, I'll buy it and try it. You know what I'm saying? So it looked really neat. And so that's one of the things that I'll tell y'all how that works out. But the Christmas trees were a hit, baby. Okay. The Christmas trees went over my girlfriends. What I did, I got all these Christmas trees. Listen, I'm a Cancer. Okay. My 12th house is in Cancer. Okay. I'm a South Node Cancer. I'm very, I get very crafty and homey. Plus, I'm a Virgo moon. And then I'm a Leo ascendant who likes to show off. So I get these wonderful tree things. I mean Christmas trees, and we paint our Christmas trees, and everybody's Christmas tree is so cute. And my girlfriend has a paint table because she paints, so she brought out a paint table. We had a blast. And so wait, I didn't just get the Christmas trees. I'm forgetting what I also got. I got these wonderful aprons from Amazon. Okay. Black girl aprons. We each had one, like a different black girl doing different things on the apron. Oh, they were so cute. They were screaming. They loved them. Okay. They were affordable too. I think I only paid about for 3 aprons, like $10 or $12. And they were the bomb. Okay. So yes. Okay. So that's what I did. Well, for my grandparents. Okay. So my grandparents, I got them aprons too. The only thing about their aprons, they were just black. But the only thing I was gonna put at these rhinestone things on there with their names, grandma and grandpa and their names and stuff. But I didn't have time. So I'm gonna have to do that later on. But listen, my grandmother, who is 90, who she's like, she's stubborn and everything. My grandmother went in there and painted, baby. Had her a blast. Okay. My grandfather was kicking ass painting. Okay. My grandfather's in his 80s. Yes, she married a younger man. Listen, he was in there painting his ass off. His Christmas tree came out the bottom. Let me tell you something about my papa. Okay. My papa is 87 going on 27. Okay. He is so active. My granny's more the slower one, but she's still active too, but not like my papa. My papa is all around. He's everywhere. Okay. Driving, moving around. I gotta go here. I gotta go there. Go downstairs and fix the plumber. I gotta do this. I gotta do this. I'm like, slow your ass down. Slow your ass down. Okay. But my papa be out. He don't be playing. Okay. He do not be playing. Okay. So this year too, I did the Christmas trees with them. It was a blast. So if you have older relatives, like it's a one way. I always say to get them creative. And I helped my grandmother and my husband helped my grandfather. But they didn't really need our help. They painted. I ended up finishing my grandmother's because she only did half hers and she was ready to watch something on television. Okay, but she loved it. Okay, she had a blast. And she was kept missing. But my grandfather wanted to finish it. My grandfather has found a new hobby. So he's like, send me some paint stuff. I'm like, what? Yeah, to help me relax. When I'm upstairs and I don't got to listen to your grandma all day. So I'm gonna sit here okay. So I'm gonna sit here one. And so my grandmother goes. My grandmother loves it. Okay, she loves the whole thing and stuff like that. They do. I didn't decorate this year, so I did a pop-up tree. The really popular pop-up trees that are shown on television. They're super expensive. I got a deal for it though. But listen, let me tell y'all how I feel about the pop-up tree. It's not worth that whole amount they're charging on the show. Okay, if you could get a deal on it, get a deal. But me personally, I liked it. It was very pretty. It was gorgeous. It comes with everything on it. Now, understand that it's not as easy as it looks. It's easy, but not as easy as it looks. When you pull it out, the thing, it's already decorated, but some of your balls might come off, so you might have to reattach your balls and stuff like your the balls on the thing. My personal opinion about these Christmas trees, they need to do them in different decorations. I'm sure they are. Eventually, they'll get better at them. This is the first year I've heard them being really popular. I think they did something like this kind of years ago, but not as advanced and stuff as this one. This one has all kind of lights. You can do your lights are already on it, your decorations, everything. You have all manner of lights. I mean, like blue, red, green, pink, purple, all kinds of lights. Okay, that you can do. You can mix and match and whatever. Okay, that's the star of this Christmas tree. The light setting, and the Santa that sits up on top of it that has a star that reflects off of it. Like if you turn out, the star, it's a star that's a reflection, a light on the ceiling that reflects. You get a reflective star on the ceiling. Dope. Okay, I like those two things. Did I think it was worth what they were charging? No, I think they could do a little bit better on the pop-up trees, but I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it. It didn't take long to put up, doesn't take long to take down. It is a little bit, like I said, it's not as easy as they make it look on TV, but it's not hard either. Okay. So that's how I felt about the pop-up trees. Okay. My grandparents love the pop-up tree. Okay. And one of the reasons they loved it is because my grandmother was like, I don't have to take down because usually I help them take down the decorations, but my grandmother sometimes like to keep her decorations up. And so they sometimes take them down together. And to me, it's an exercise thing for them. But hey, whatever. She didn't want to do that this year, so poop. I took the tree down immediately before I left. I mean, it was so nice. I had the tree decorated. Had to get our gift, family gifts under it. Everything. It was so neat, so nice. I put it up the day I got there, which is the 22nd. Really no nice, a nice thing. Okay. So I just don't think, I think you should find a deal for it. I don't think it's worth, what is it, $175 originally. I don't think it's worth that. If you can find a deal on it like I did, find a deal. Okay. um okay, arts and crafts, I love that tree. I mean, I would say, if you have older relatives and you want the younger and the older relatives to kind of come together and do things, fun things like Christmas tree things and stuff like that. They are so fun. And not only that, but just going to the $5 store for, like I'm doing for the pottery for New Year's, okay, for relatives, for some relatives. I think those are neat ideas, okay? And they're easy to do. They're fun. It gives you something active to do, just not everybody just sitting. People can listen to music. It's just fun, okay? It's therapeutic, okay? So that's one of the things I enjoyed about the holiday. The activities I had were so great, uh, and I felt like my grandparents really, really, really enjoyed it. For older people, they really liked it, and I was proud of that. Okay, um, what else? So that was my holiday in general. I had a wonderful holiday. I really did. I enjoyed it. My grandmother was like, "Are you ready to go on the cruise?" Yeah. She's so happy about the cruise for me. She's like, "Are you gonna do a meet and greet with Maxwell?" I said, "Girl, you kidding? You see them prices?" "Girl, no. Tell me how much are they?" That's how my grandma talk. "Girl, no. Tell me how much they." I said, "Girl, you won't believe. It's like, honey, it's like about. I had to pay 2 to 3 thousand. No, five more. Probably about four or five more thousand. If I win the lottery this week, I'll go. I'll pay it." Yeah, she busted. Child, that ain't what? Who gonna be staying for? How much is it? I said for one person, girl. She was cracking it. She said, "Now, how much you meet him for last time?" I said, "She said, oh yeah, I don't blame you. Just go on and do the meet. Don't be paying out." I said, "I'm already a sugar mama. Why would I be more of a sugar mama?" "Well, I'm glad you know you a sugar mama." That's what she say to me. "I'm glad you know you a sugar mama." I said, "You know what? Damn." You cannot. What's your last picture? You didn't. Did I see the Vegas picture? Now she forgot she did see the Vegas picture. I showed her the Vegas picture. I thought I did when I was home last time, but I was like, yeah, I'll show you. Oh, you know what? So I showed her this picture. She's like, oh, that's so cute. I like the picture. He reminds me of someone. She always said, first of all, she thinks Maxwell's different. She said, he's so different. He looks like he has anxiety. She always says, that's her favorite thing. And then to this time, she says, oh, he kind of looks, does he look like somebody? Maybe he look a little like your dad. I was like, no, he don't. Trying to find reasons why I like Maxwell. I'm like, no, listen, I'm just going on a cruise. Oh, so it's like this is going to be the only thing you're going to do this year is that cruise? Are you going to go again next year? I said, let me go on this one, lady. But she's excited about me going on the cruise. I'm excited. I'm excited. She's excited about it. I told her, I said, she's like, I don't know if I could be up on that water all like that and all this stuff. So I said, I don't know. I'm gonna have a good time. I'm gonna figure. I like water. I can't swim, but I like water. So she's like, that's even what? How you gonna be up on a boat and can't? My grandmother is having just going through everything. Okay, so I'm like, okay, but yeah, it's gonna be fun now. So I'm telling her about them because my grandmother is a musician. So my grandmother loves music. So I'm like telling her who's all gonna be on about. Oh, that is good. So she know all the people. Except she didn't know Ellie Warner. She told me she doesn't know Ellie Warner. She knows Kim. I took her to see Kim in concert one time. She loves the Isley brothers. She loved Kim too. So she knows. So we're talking about all the people that she knows, okay? And she knows PJ Morton because she's family is, I think PJ Morton's family is a Clark sister or something, but she knows who PJ Morton is. My grandmother is very hip, okay? For 90, okay? So she's like, we're talking about all the people, and she's asking me, so what are you gonna be with? What you gonna be wearing? I said, I don't know yet. I have so many outfits, I don't know. And I just went shopping the other day. Like for Christmas, I went shopping. I did my own stuff for Christmas. And I went shopping and I came up with like 10 more outfits for the cruise because they were having a sale. I was like, oh, what am I going to wear on this cruise? I don't know. But here was the fun thing about the cruise, y'all. Like what was fun for me in trying on clothes. I haven't I had so much fun trying on clothes this time around. Maybe because I've lost so much weight. I'm having a blast. I was like, oh my God, what? So I was having a party trying on clothes. Okay. Maybe that's why I overbought. Okay. So I don't know. I'm trying to figure out what I'm going to wear for the cruise. I'm excited. I don't know. Like, because I was telling her, I told my grandmother, I said, you know how I like to be sexy, girl? She was like, yeah, you gotta be cute now. I love talking to my granny. She's so crazy. I said, I do. You right. I don't know. How you gonna do your hair? Braids, but I don't know what kind. I'm going back and forth. I'm going back on and forth whether I should do like the back braids or I should do the curly like braids. I don't know. I'm having all these thoughts. Should I go with dark? My tradition. I love black hair. I'm black. I'm always black hair. It's something about me but I'm getting older, so I'm thinking I should go with a lighter hair color. Like lighter, like to lighten up myself a little bit. So I'm thinking about going light. I'm not sure, light or dark. I'm going to ask my friends and tell me. All my friends are going to say light because they know how I'm crazy about black hair. Like, lighten up your hair. So I don't know. I am hoping this. We'll figure it all out. But I've got a few weeks to figure it out, okay? Because Maxwell Cruise is coming quick. It's like February the 7th through the 12th. Shit. It's fast, okay? And I have to, I don't even know. Like last night, okay, this is how late I am. And y'all, I'm a Virgo moon. I'm never this late, okay? But I was like, I picked out 2 hotels, but I haven't decided which hotel I'm staying in. Ridiculous, okay? What hotel are you going to stay in? because you got to be there a day before. And I was thinking about going to Kansas City to see New Edition, and I was going to fly from Kansas City. Then I was like, shit, do I really want to do that? Shit, that's going to be a lot. And it's not like that you haven't seen New Edition 1,000 times, but I'm thinking I might still do it. I haven't decided, but oh my God, I don't know. What will a girl do? Who knows? Okay, still trying to figure it out. But that's my thing about the Maxwell cruise. I'm excited. Okay, and you guys, I think there's still tickets available. I don't know if you guys want to go to Maxwell cruise. Look at me advertising for Maxwell. Like he needs my advertisement, but I mean, shit, because I'm like, I remember saying that there should be more stuff out here on the Maxwell cruise. I see an advertisement every week. Okay, so hopefully, even though I would do it differently, I think if I was him, I would go on live with artists. That was, who am I? Shit, I don't have a cruise. I don't know what the hell, but whatever. Okay, so you guys, so that's my thing about Maxwell Cruise. That's my thing this week. Okay, do you guys have an It's a Word? No, I don't have an It's a Word today, but I am sure of this. No, I should have an It's a Word because it's the new year. Like I should give y'all a fucking It's a Word. It should be a fucking you're like, how you not gonna have an It's a Word? We're going into the new year. Okay, so I'm gonna find one real quick for y'all. Okay. So I think the It's a Word this week. I had something that I saw on let me pull it up, you guys. Then we'll get into celebrity news and stuff like that. But okay, let me see. I found something this week, okay, that I just saw. How to know if it's time for change. I love this. It was Mel Robbins talking to Huda. You know the girl who used to do what's the morning show? I forget. Hell, I don't. Y'all know who I'm talking about. Y'all know when y'all see her when I pull this up, okay? Okay, so I'm getting ready to pull this up so you guys can see. It's a really good encouragement, I think. Really good inspiration. So let's pull it up for you guys to see for the year. Where is it at? Okay, there we go. Do y'all see? I hope y'all see. Okay, let's see. We're going to try it. We're going to start it from the beginning. I like what she had to say. I thought it was really good.
If you're thinking about it and it's eating inside of you, I think you have to take baby steps because don't fling yourself off a cliff. That is not smart. Don't quit your job. You need the insurance. Don't jump out of your relationship without really examining. And I think it's important to take a deep look at what the dissatisfaction is. One thing I do every morning that's helpful to me is in my journal, I have 4 prompts. And every day I use the same 4. They are body, intellect, emotion, and spirit. And under each one, I write what they need. What does my body need today? It needs a walk. It needs a bath. Once you start looking at your life on the daily, you understand what you need and what's lacking. And I feel like that's like a mini roadmap for the day. Now, you're thinking to yourself, I want to change. I'm scared. I don't know how to do it. Okay, here's what you do. 30 minutes for 30 days. So you want to start a new business. Here's what you're going to do. Today, you're going to spend 30 minutes today. Go on AI. I want to open a coffee shop. What is the competition in my neighborhood? Blah, 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 blah. 30 minutes done. Tomorrow, 30 more minutes. Okay, give me a business plan and blah, 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 blah. Boom. Number 3, you do it for 30 days. When you're done, you have 900 minutes clocked. 900. So you know whether you want to open a coffee shop. You have enough data. You're going to understand whether that's a good idea or not for you. So my advice is baby steps toward the jump. You need to dissect it and figure out if it's really what you want. Because I think sometimes we think we want it and you're like, I'm going to run and jump off the cliff. Oh my God, what's down there? Don't do that. Like, we're not idiots. We need our paychecks. We need our insurance. We need these things, but we can explore possibilities at the same time. And the biggest thing is, don't worry about the odds. What are the odds of me starting a business? Oh God, it's not going to work because the odds are. If someone really said to me, what are the odds of me becoming an anchor on the Today Show? it would have been 1,000,000 to 1. Stop sign glasses, funny name. I was way overweight. I looked, no one could say. It was like a million reasons why it didn't make sense, but it does. So don't play the odds. Do your thing. Do your dance.
Okay, I love
Definitely
that. Hold
takes
on,
a ton of courage
hold on, you guys.
to make a change.
Okay, I love that. I think that was great advice. Definitely take your time with your decision making, with your goals, whatever it is that you do. Sometimes, you know what? I mean, Hoda's put it so nice and neat. But sometimes, if you're chaotic like me, I'm a chaotic Scorpio. So, sometimes I thrive in chaos. And, maybe that's I don't know if that's the Leo part of me, but it's more chaotic. I'm very chaotic. I feel like I'm a chaotic Scorpio. I tend to start. I plan, but something always happens in the middle of the shit. Like I'm like in the middle. I'm like, oh shit, and then it throws my plan all the way off. So I'm like, I start moving in one thing in a day. Like it's really crazy. But I love the idea. At least you have to me, what always helps is that at least I have a plan. So it's easier for me to get back on track and stuff. Like at Christmas, I had a plan. Like people always, my family laughs. They'd be like, okay, she's like, look, she has arts and crafts. And that is the Cancerian in me. I can't do the 12th house Cancerian. Even though but I'm very North Node Capricornish. I'm very a plan, put a plan together. Let's make it happen. And I'm always looking at ways like, can I make money off of this? That's what. So yeah, the best thing you can do for yourself this year is to have goals. I love the way Hoda said it, daily goals, because daily makes you have an idea of what the fuck is going on. Like I'm trying to really straighten out, like make sure things are right in every area of my life, spiritually, mentally, financially, trying to get it together. Okay. Shit, because I'm like I'm past halftime. In my life. You know what I'm saying? Here's the deal. I look 25, but I'm 53. That's all shit. Okay. But I look, so I realize the time is ticking, tick, 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 tick. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, I got to get it together. I don't really have time to play. I really don't have time to play right now. I don't have, I feel like I've wasted too much time. I'm on a mission. I'm moving. I'm fast. I'm moving fast. I have Project 55. Like, they had Project 20. What's some people for Trump project, whatever they had. I'm inspired by their craziness. I have Project 55, like things I want to accomplish by the time I'm 55. Okay. This year I think I'm gonna do 2 of them. I'm like, shit. No, 3 of them. So that's like in my I have what is it? I have 15 things, but 5 things to I'm trying to accomplish 5 things quick, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, I think I already have 3 of them down. I've already done 2. I mean, I'm moving. And then I'll have another thing by the time I'm 60 what I want to do. You know what I'm saying? And so I'm looking at all those things, health wise, spiritual wise, because how I'm looking at I had to look at life realistically. I'm like, bitch, hold on now. It's a lot going on. You got a lot going on up here. You got a lot happening right now. Let's figure it out. Let's slow it down and figure how do you want your life to go. And I think I'm scaring people around me because people around me are just like, I stopped people this year. I've put people to the side. I'm like, you know what? If you ain't going, I can't. I mean, I love you. Wish you luck. I can't be bothered. I had a relative this week, and I just was like, it drained me for the first part of the first day of my holiday, because I was so worried about something that was going on with them. And then I had to realize this is not my problem. They may be asking me to help, but this is not my problem. You know what I'm saying? Not for me to stress out. Can you help or not? And then move on, stuff like that. So you can't, don't let distractions happen. Everything from your daily goals, get done what you need to get done. Okay. I love what Hoda said. I think that's very good. Okay. Okay. So let's get to this celebrity news, baby. I don't even know what I should start with first because there's so much ish out here. What do I start with? Do I start with Beyonce being a billionaire? Like the newest publicity stunt that we're on. Oh my God, I'm so tired. And it's not hateration. I know y'all think, can I go? Let's just hand me my key now for the Ramada Inn to check in. Because I know you're gonna say you're a hater, you're hating on Beyonce. Quit hating on Beyonce. But wasn't this bitch just struggling with a $2 million tax bill, and suddenly there's things out here talking about she was struggling to sell them country music tickets. Child, and all of a sudden y'all asses is telling me she's a billionaire again. The publicity knows no bounds. It does not stop. It just does not stop. And these are the things, like, I think Beyonce's people don't get that, like, at this point, they're only stands give a fuck. And I'm only talking about it because, shit, it's news, it's celebrity news, okay? But really, I mean, hold on, let me see if we can pull it up, y'all. The art. Where we at? Oh, since I don't have the slides up here. Shit. Okay, let me pull. Okay, do I have it? Is it not coming? Okay, child. Let me pull it up, y'all, so y'all can see it. And I know y'all want to be telling y'all you're gonna be mad at what I gotta say. That's okay. I'm used to people being mad at me. I'm okay. Sometimes it happens. I've decided that sometimes the truth is needed. Beyonce, here it is. Beyonce is now a billionaire. Now Matthew, who's become the new publicist, recently came out because Tina's taking a break. Now it's Matthew out in the streets. Matthew said that something allegedly, I heard Matthew say that Beyonce stopped reporting to Forbes years ago about her thing. Bullshit. I don't believe that shit whatsoever. Forbes has no clue what kind of money these people have. They're just guessing. That's what they're really doing. They really don't. They really fucking guess most of the times. Allegedly, they're guessing. Okay. That's why it's not when these people when the finances start crumbling into the fucking sea, then the people are like, I thought they was a billionaire. Probably asset wise. Maybe they have a lot. Do you guys know how monopoly works, right? When you have a lot of properties and stuff like that, and you can say, oh, this house might be worth 300 million. But if your ass get hard up for money, you might end up selling it for 100 million. You know what I'm saying? That's not really the true look that we're looking. You get what I'm saying? So when we're talking assets instead of liquid, you know what I'm saying? It's tricky. Okay. Now, let me just say this about Beyonce. Beyonce, of course, she wanted to run into billionaire status because Taylor Swift says she's a billionaire. Whatever. Okay. Let me just say this. Okay. The Black artists, let me explain something to y'all. Y'all do not help Black American causes by lying on Forbes and getting publicity about your billionaire status. It's so fucking annoying because Black people, you make it look like Black people in America have no problems. They're not. There's no. This is not true. These people struggle in their industries. They're usually, maybe Beyonce's name is worth $1 billion. Her organization is worth $1 billion. Her ass ain't worth. I don't believe her ass is worth $1 billion. Because Black music artists are constantly even struggling when they're big compared to white music artists in America, okay? There likes to be this painting over, this glossing over of the Black American struggle. And they love to do it with Black celebrity. Okay. They love to make black celebrity look larger and more efficient than they actually fucking are. But when you hear the stories of black celebrity financial issues, they can't hold open. Like, I mean, the fuck we've heard about Rock Nation this year. Rock Nation tried to open fucking, was it Live Nation? Whatever the fuck they are. Try to open up a casino. They try to open up, try to sell liquor. They try to sell, these motherfuckers sell pancakes, chocolate chip cookies, ice cream. I mean, what's Beyonce's ass been selling? I call Beyonce Lenny from Good Times. My name is Lenny. I got plenty. It's some hair product. Oh damn! I got some perfume over here, bitch. I got some pork ivy left over from the liquidation at Adidas. See, at first I used to think this stuff was good. I used to think, oh wow, I would be like the masses. She's a billionaire. Oh, this is so great for them. No, it's not. It's not great for the masses. It's not. It's not. I'm for people being rich and I'm for people doing their best, living their best life. But bitch, do y'all understand the fucking time it is right now? People are economically out here hurting, and your punk ass is up here talking about you a billionaire. She's always got wrong timing. She's just so fucking. They so fucking. The Beyonce people just have no clue. But they have such delusional stands that the stands fall for. Like I saw somebody actually say on under Beyonce's billionaire, it was so highly disturbing on one of these blogs that put it up. They said I contributed to her billionaire status. I was a couple of months behind on rent. The fuck you tell somebody that for? It's just crazy. Why would you tell somebody you behind on rent? Paying for Beyonce to be a billionaire. We're disturbing. And part of it is celebrity has been pushed a little too hard. And it's been celebrities that really ain't. Should I say it? Not community. No, I'll say that. Y'all think they community oriented. I mean, y'all was just mad at Beyonce 2 weeks ago because she was sitting at the table with the Trumps. This is what billionaires do, motherfuckers. What do y'all think? And now y'all happy. Oh, she a billionaire. Well, what the fuck do you think billionaires do? Okay. Billionaires play the billionaires do not, and I'm not saying there's a person that can't make a billion clean. I don't believe that. I mean, I believe that totally. I believe that can happen. But most of these mofos out here, they play lots of sides. Okay, they not Beyonce and Jay-Z and them not thinking like you. That's what's the first thing I want y'all to, they thinking for them, they thinking about themselves and their status and they this and that. They not thinking about the collective. So I'm not excited about her being a billionaire. So the fuck what? So what? What does that mean? What does that mean for my life? What does that mean? What does it mean that Beyonce's a billionaire today? I don't know. And I'm not hating. I give a shit. She be looking disturbed. So I'm not jealous. I'm kind of worried, concerned about her. Every time I see her, she look like she ain't got no light in her eyes. She looked like she a robot walking around. I mean, I did see her with a little light. She looked a little sexy at it. Now she was giving the eyes and working the room for that when she was at that what's that that NASCAR thing. Watch your back, Jay. But other than that, nah. Most of the time she ain't got nothing in her eye. I mean, just shit. I'll be like, what the hell? Doesn't look like fun to be a billionaire. You look like you shit. You look like you not having a good time at all. You look like it's fucked up out here. You looking like you can't even talk to people. You scared to do interviews. I mean, you trapped. Trapped like a bug. Let's talk about it. A bold pivot to country music led to the most successful concert tour in the genre's history. This is a fucking lie. Beyonce, that was not a country album. Even she was saying it at first. Now, y'all, it was just a couple of country songs on there. That was not a motherfucking country album. Y'all got to stop this bullshit. That's not even fair to country artists. The bullshit they sell with Beyonce, her people are so toned down. They so deaf. That's why they can't sell shit. That's why they always slanging new shit every year. Where's the Sir Davis? Is it doing? How's it doing? The whiskey. How the whiskey doing? Now they talking about the concert tours what made her famous. All that shit she's selling is the concert tour. A bold pivot to country music led to the most successful concert tour in the genre's history and helped Cowboy Carter lasso a 10-figure fortune, becoming just the fifth musician to do so. Them tickets that was hard to sell. Is that what y'all telling me? Forbes, if she doesn't report to you, you guess that, okay? Because it looked like to me she was struggling to sell motherfucking tickets, okay? But I digress. They had to give some away, I heard, allegedly, and all that kind of stuff. But hey, sell it how you want to, okay? For almost any other musical artist, the Renaissance World Tour would be a career peak. The three, and it's not the most successful country tour because Beyonce is not a country act. Beyonce sings pop music, okay, with a little R&B touch. Beyonce is not a country artist. For Beyonce to keep trying to lie her way over into country music people's shit is unbelievable, okay? It's just ridiculous. The country music people are like, wow, unbelievable. And you're going to tell it it's the most successful tour. First of all, the tickets are much higher probably than the actual most country artists' tickets are. And I would say at one time, Taylor Swift was calling herself a country artist. So if we put Taylor back up in there, are you really the most successful genre up in there? No, you're not. Stop the bullshit. It really sucks. He's just an artist I never believe. The 3-hour career spanning journey through Beyonce's discography, and this is from Forbes, was one of the concert sensations of 2023, grossing nearly $600 million and cementing her place alongside Taylor Swift. As one of the biggest pop culture icons of the world. But the 44-year-old pop supernova reinvented herself again in 2024, releasing a country album, Cowboy Carter, that would generate new commercial opportunities, a Christmas NFL halftime performance, and the world's highest grossing concert tour of 2025, ultimately earning Queen Bee another title of distinction, billionaire. Jesus. She now joins an elite group of celebrities who have recently crossed the 3 thresholds of 22 billionaire entertainers. Forbes has identified nearly half were added in the last 3 years, and she becomes just the 5th musician, joining her husband Jay-Z as well as Swift, Bruce Springsteen, and Rihanna. I do believe Rihanna. Rihanna has had products. I've seen regular people run Rihanna's products like crazy. I believe, even though I think Rihanna is the Lady Eloise of Fenty, I do believe I believe Rihanna cut a great deal. I think people really actually genuinely kind of take to Rihanna. Rihanna's a good salesperson in that venue. Now, Beyonce has to do it through concert performances because she's a robot otherwise. No, she can't sell shit. Nobody relates to her hardly. She's like a little like I said, there's a lot of roboticness going on. Even though she said I remember the little video that came up at the Arrowhead when I went to go see her, and it said, "I'm not a robot." I said, "Really? Shit, could have fooled me." Well, you certainly like to dress like one and look like one in the eyes, but I digress. Okay, listen, y'all want to believe this? Go ahead. Be excited about it. Yay! Beyonce's a billionaire. And I'm for being happy about other people's success. The only thing is, Black celebrity, it is something going on with the new crop of Black celebrity that just makes this billionaire shit annoying. And they try to get you to buy into they're not telling you, a lot of them are gatekeepers, a lot of them are not expanding out in ways that can help you. They're more trying to get you entangled into their shit, entangled into their business, entangled into lifting them up. But I don't see them actually as uh, moving the collective and community forward. Now, hey, you can cheer for her being I don't believe she's a billionaire. You can, I mean, they can go ahead and sell that shit if they want to. Okay, okay, but here's what I'll say. Uh, Collectively, Black people, what happens is when they put these type of articles out, they love to siphon your energy. Like white people don't give shit about Taylor Swift being a billionaire. They don't give shit. They like, oh, we the ones with low self-esteem and think that we need money. People with we need billionaires in our community to show our community's worth. No, that's not what the fuck we need. And I used to think that too. No, that's not what the fuck we need. We need people with ethics, values, morals. And that doesn't mean people with billions can't be that. Does not mean that. Okay. I believe in people making money. I'm not just even though I believe in some forms of socialism, I'm a capitalist too. So I'm not against free markets as long as they're regulated and things like that. But I don't like people coming through. I don't think our community, because our community, even though we helped to build this powerful capitalistic, we did build it, this powerful, we gave America its head start, capitalistic, free society, well, not so-called free society that we helped build. I still believe that we as Black Americans are the consciousness of it. And that even though we can't just look at somebody like these artists, it's been some sort of game they've been playing. And all it does, what's happening is they've been to face a lot of them as for white capitalism, and they end up in the end getting dragged the fuck down. They end up in the end getting put down some sort of way. You know what I'm saying? Because really, the race that they've been using to get there. You know what I'm saying? And like they think that's the crown jewel in being Black. Oh, I'm a billionaire and I'm Black. That's not the crown jewel to me anymore. I used to think it was, but to me now the crown jewel to me and being a Black, you ain't got to be the richest. You ain't got to be the smart. How free are you, Beyonce? How much can you speak to in about your people and things and stuff like that without worrying about your billions being lost, alleged billions? Lenny. How much weight can you carry for the community? And I'm not a person, check this out, y'all. I'm not a person that is mad at her for sitting down with Trump and them. Because sometimes I think what people we don't understand is enemies can sit down at the table with each other. Okay. That's one thing as a Black community, we got to start understanding. We can't get mad at people. Even if we disagree with them politically, we can disagree with them politically without canceling them. Now, when they get on Turning Point USA, like Nicki Minaj did, and start saying ignorant stuff about Black women, can't down another white woman, like we sitting around talking about white women all day and stuff like that, and she ain't a part of the Black American community, and she don't even know what the fuck she talking about. She's speaking for us, and she's from Trinidad. The fuck, yeah. Then we can get a little bit like, girl, shut the fuck up. You don't know nothing about what's going on here. We can do that then. But when we're talking about politically, I'm a little different with that, because political is, I don't like people sitting totally down with Democrats. Because Democrats have not proven themselves over the last several years to be on Black people's side either. So my thing is how effective, because our community comes up in America, this place that we created. I mean, we helped to be the builders. We were one of the main builders. We come from a different space in America. We're not the traditional citizen. Our history in America is very different. And that difference puts a more of a spiritual high ground to us, and not just spiritual, but the way we even see America is different because our experience in America has been very different. And so, what's gone on, what celebrity has helped shape, and what I hate, and at one time I was in this too and believing this, they've helped create this idea that all I got to do is make it to a billionaire. It don't matter what the hell I do for y'all, just as long as I look like I'm a billionaire. So about five of us up here making a billion. Y'all look at us and live vicariously through us. Okay. And then we find out, especially with celebrity, that they doing all kind of shit to ruin their shit. Like, great. I mean, I don't know if these are the people. I don't know if being a billionaire is the thing that it's not that I'm not for you getting a billion. Get a billion. That's if you can get a billion, hey, good for you. But I also want you to I want you to have more than that. I think our community needs more than somebody who's a billionaire. I think our community needs people. We need to celebrate. Yes, we can celebrate your talents, your gifts, and everything, but I think we also need to celebrate, like I say, ethics, values, morals, spirituality, speaking up for the community. Our ideas should be a little bit better for ourselves. We should have more of a different state. That doesn't mean we can't be happy for you. But some of y'all, we ain't gonna be happy for it, because especially the way celebrities been moving in the last 50 years in America. No, last 40 years in America, maybe. It's very different. It's more it's more selfish and more and when you do have Black American celebrity, what a lot of Black American celebrities have done is they have lifted off of the community, lifted uh, uh, ideas, uh, energy off the community. They've sold the community throughout the world, musically, all kinds of things, only to disenfranchise uh, and make the community not be seen in the way it needs to be seen around the world. So no, I'm not celebrating her billionaire status. I think she's the fucking most overhyped artist ever in history. I think that uh there is nothing I can't sell. I can't I don't know who she is. She has no thoughts. She barely comes on the top. I don't know what she is. Why am I celebrating her having a billion? I don't know who the fuck is she? Who is she? Who are you? The last I looked, you and your husband was trying to open up a casino in the middle of fucking Times Square that probably would have hurt the fuck out of Black people and the little bit of Black Americans that's left in that. Open up a casino is a selfish ass shit. It doesn't help the people. Nas too. Shit, Nas is they the faces of it anyway. Shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. I don't know if you and JC represent what I like. Let me shut up. Y'all mad at me. Okay. I'll quit talking. I'll check in the Ramada Inn now quietly, and I won't cause any issues. Okay. I mean, congratulations, Beyonce. For those of you who believe in and spending your rent money for Beyonce to be a billionaire, crazy as fuck. Don't tell nobody that. I understand the jokes. Okay, I joke about certain artists and stuff like this being sugar mom. Yeah, but listen, shit, I ain't giving up my fucking rent. Fuck that. Motherfuckers ain't paying my rent. Listen, and it's caused us. Can I just say this? Celebrity, even what Pharrell said the other week, I was just like, oh God, shut the fuck up. Listen, celebrity has done a lot of damage in some ways to the Black American collective sometimes. Yes, why it's done great things. It's also done a lot of damage because we have so many people who, 70 years ago, and it wasn't, and Malcolm X spoke about the same thing. I mean, I can play the clip right now. I've often played it on here where Malcolm X was struggling with the same thing with entertainers. He said, these are clowns and gestures and all these stuff, and the fact that we politically put these people up as political, and it makes me sad because, like I said, there are kids out here who believe certain routes, they can go certain routes and become billionaires like certain people are becoming now, and that's just not possible in this day and time. You know what I'm saying? uh and we never see educated people, smart people doing collective things for the community. We always, in the Black community, we don't never see no director up there, no somebody else. These all these ways these motherfuckers faking. We always got Beyonce and them. All these people are trying to, the same group. It's the same motherfuckers for the last 20 years been up here trying to run billionaire schemes. And a lot of them ain't graduated from high school or they barely graduated. I don't know. I mean, you know what I'm saying? I'm not saying that you can't make it, but how the fuck you handling $1 billion? You ain't here. It's hard for people with college degrees in business and shit to handle big money like that, let alone your crazy ass. Maybe they have some great classes in business and shit right now. You know what I'm saying? Who knows? I ain't saying that. I'm just saying it's just strange that they put these people up in the community and not people. We don't get to see more people who have certain other pathways to wealth. I'm just very shooken by this whole thing. I don't know, and I don't know how to, because there's a part of me that loves somebody making a lot of money and loves people doing great things, but then there's a part of me that does not like this celebrity stuff because I know a lot of it's fake, and I hear about. I've heard the deals. And my thing is, why are you selling off you being a billionaire? Like, what's that about? What is that? Maybe it's manifestation. Shit, I don't know. But what I heard in the music industry years ago. First of all, I heard, and this is from a music person. They told me something years ago. A big person said to me that the people you think are the freest in the music industry, like where they showing you, oh, they worth big billions and they work, oh, blah, blah, are not free. They're usually tangled up and there's been a lot of money put behind them. It's the ones that you don't know, that they don't talk about. You don't know their status. They tend to front their own literally front their own tours and things like that. Like, basically, they kind of, people don't really know, they're not really as famous as a Beyonce, but they really got the strongholds. They really got control and of their career path. They may not even have the money that it looks like Beyonce and them have, but but the person was telling me at any moment they could pull the rug out of Beyonce and them because their investors is so many, they've taken to so many investors to help them. Why one person in the music industry might say, okay, they understand a little bit. They may have got to invest, people here and there investing, but they haven't took so much to become so much. And so they are a little bit more in control of their status and how they move and stuff. They say the ones you see up there, they telling you got the private jets and plane, they work $1 billion and stuff like that, and they done did it in such a manner like you sitting there going, how they do it? They say usually they are not in control of anything. And the ones that you think like you're like, damn, they little, they not making, they may not be as financially, they may not have $500 million in a bank account, but they may have 30 million. But that 30 million is controlled by them and certain things, right? You know what I'm saying? They have more control. They're more powerful than them. because really they ain't in control of they 500 million. You see what I'm saying? Ah, the music business is a dirty game. It takes a lot to be. That's why I always tell people, can you imagine Michael Jackson, who sold albums, who actually sold albums, and with one record, they tried to say, somebody tried to tell a lie about Chris Brown last week too. I was like, shit, they don't even sell albums anymore. Don't pull that shit off. Try to sell some of my Chris Brown got more album sales than Michael Jackson. I said, please. Shit, where at? The thing is, people probably went and bought them all up. Michael Jackson, listen, the world was a lot larger during the time of Michael Jackson. I hate people. I'm so fucking tired of people comparing themselves to Michael Jackson. What it took, and all the shit that it took Michael Jackson to become that. Let me tell you, the shit that the people had to come through to do for Michael to become that big star that Michael became. It took a lot of people, a lot of money. And these motherfuckers today who don't sell records can't break a $2 million album sale, and they call themselves billionaires and all this bullshit, and streaming. They can't get no money, ain't hardly better. Only money they get from touring. And they live in a much smaller world today. The internet has made the world smaller. Michael Jackson's day, the world was big. He didn't have the internet. This man sold one album, sold over and still selling worldwide over 150 or 160 million albums. How the fuck you comparing yourself to Michael Jackson? Who the fuck out here is comparing themselves to Michael Jackson? It's the foolishness of it all. You motherfuckers don't even sell records no more. Y'all can't even sell. Y'all barely can sell a record. Y'all barely. That's why y'all on tour all the time. You can't sell a record. You the nerve of you. And Michael Jackson, all the things that it took to build Michael Jackson, to the point that in the end of his life, if you hear some of them phone calls, Michael Jackson thought people was paranoid. He thought people was trying to kill him. You know how much Michael Jackson made millions times over for his investors, and they still was like, motherfucker, you can get out here on tour in the O2 arena and do 50 shows at 50-something years old, and they're gonna be back to back to back to back to back to back. That's how Michael Jackson. If Michael Jackson still didn't have control, how the fuck? How you think Beyonce is? How you think Jay-Z? Y'all gotta be kidding. Y'all can't believe the hype. These people can't. They ain't nowhere near Michael Jackson. Nowhere near. No, an album sales. Nope, nowhere near. Nowhere near. Maybe Taylor Swift whiteness might put her there, but she ain't either. How y'all think? How y'all believe this stuff? If y'all think that he, in the end of his life, he thinking people coming at him, people mad at him, people, the people coming back, they still saying you owe us, you still owe us. And he sold records. Y'all don't even sell records. Y'all just do streaming, and they probably doing that through streaming forums. You know, because back in the day, they used to go out and allegedly buy records too. Now payolas become much more smart and everything like that. We got 1 billion streams, and y'all trying to compare that to Michael Jackson's 150 million album sales. Bullshit. Shut up. I know y'all and y'all overhyped asses. That's why y'all selling out here. My name is Lenny. I got plenty. You got beer you selling. You got cocoa, hot cocoa. You're selling ice cream. You're selling all kind of stuff because those people ain't getting no money off of you. And it ain't just your tour. They done put way more money in them than the tours. I don't know. You got to follow the money. Might have been better for you, Beyonce, when your daddy was doing it. But when you got up there with Live Nation and they start putting that money behind you, baby, I know they own you. and your husband. That's just my opinion. Allegedly, allegedly. Okay? Don't y'all believe this stuff. Y'all stop it. The bullshit they be selling out here. My God. That's why they can't say. That's why they begging for casinos, trying to run to Europe, all the stuff. Allegedly, 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 allegedly. Selling hot cocoa pancakes, chocolate chip cookies. You probably have some Beyonce chocolate chip cookies soon. Let me stop. Okay, moving on to the next story. My goodness. Okay. Ben Affleck. Okay, no, first, should we talk about, let's talk about Tyrese. Tyrese talks about Holly Berry and his $1.2 million payment. So TD Jakes is having a lot of these interviews with different people. They've been pretty good for his next chapter series. So let's take a look at what Tyrese is saying on. Uh-huh.
Marry her because they've been together for a while now,
They shot
and she
it.
has been struggling with the idea of ever, allowing herself to marry again.
Hold on.
Um,
Okay. Let's get this.
has been asking her to marry her because they've been together for a while now, and she has been struggling with the idea of ever, allowing herself to marry again. And I said, well, I could relate to that. I've been in a relationship now with my lady Zelly for 5 years, and she's always hinting at marriage. And some people will say, oh, you're a Band-Aid, you're just filling in the blanks. And, at a certain point, he's going to dispose of you and then go find the woman that he actually wants to marry. But people don't understand is that your opinion is formulating from things that you have never experienced.
Right.
You don't know what it's like to wake up, get married, have a prenuptial agreement in place, have the prenup to get cracked, where you end up paying all of her legal fees and my legal fees. And now I'm paying all this money to attorneys trying to protect what I have. And then you realize that somebody marries you and then they said, I don't want to be here anymore. And then they trying to take everything that belongs to you with them. And it is really a painful process. And so,
I'm sure.
well, hey, if we could be happy and we could be together and we could not get married, because if you ever decide that you don't want to be married anymore, now you're going to be another person trying to take everything that I've worked my butt off for the last 30 years. And what does that look like? And how long is this going to last before the judge decides this is my final judgment? So everything about my last divorce took 4.5 years. I lost all of my appeals in the lower courts. Then I lost all of my appeals in the Supreme Courts. And so I had like 3 weeks to cough up almost $1.2 million that I did not have to give.
Mm-hmm.
And then who do I turn to?
Right.
When I'm financially depleted.
Right.
I was doing all right financially until this divorce turned into 4.5 years.
I got the
Her current.
Okay, let me just say this. Maybe you shouldn't be involved. You're no, the fuck no. You trying to say that how you ain't never, you talking about something you ain't never experienced. You know what? Because if she lowers her standards, the more she lowers her standards and waits for you, the more likely that is to happen. Okay, because you're seeing her as somebody who is lowering her standards. Maybe what Tyrese, that you got into a relationship 5 years ago, that your focus doesn't seem like it's in all the right places. The fuck, you should have been focused on trying to get fully divorced. Like, okay, yeah, or get out the relationship. Don't complain about this woman wanting to get married. This woman she wants to get married. She Just because you've had this problem happen to you don't mean she should waste her time because the fuck you got heartbroken and you got your shit taken and you didn't have the proper shit in place and everybody and now she's supposed to wait on your ass and hope that you hope. A person who's already been through 2 marriages, okay? And she's probably more likely to be a third marriage. This bitch was gonna be nice about this. I ain't gonna be nice about it. You ain't gotta have experienced it to know that you should have let the girl be free. You are being extremely crazy to be talking about, well, I don't know if I really want to marry you. No. If she want to sit, no, let me take this back. If she want to sit there and waste her time with you, that's her business. Okay. She want to do that. That's fine. Maybe one day you'll come to the idea of marrying her and you will have a stern prenuptial agreement in place and, you'll feel comfortable. Okay. But if two people's ideas of life are in 2 different places, hey, I don't trust you. I mean, I want to marry you, but I don't trust you prenuptial with the prenuptial agreement and stuff. And the other woman's like, the person's like, I want to be married. I don't want to be just your girlfriend. I don't want to be this and that and all this stuff. Okay, my personal opinion is it's not just that's holding you back. I saw Tyrese online. Tyrese, are you still in love with that woman? I mean, you didn't give yourself a chance to heal really good. Like, you didn't give yourself a chance to understand that you've been hit with a second divorce. Like, the fuck? Like you up here in another relationship quick. Jumping around. I mean, you know what I'm saying? So, in which a lot of men do, but sometimes you need to be like, you need to take your time. And I don't believe it's just prenups that keep people out. Oh, I've been married. I got a friend right now. The person told her from the get-go, I don't want no marriage no more. And now she mad because he really ain't really wanting to get married. Okay, he meant what he said. Well, what if he get married later on down the line? Well, then it wasn't you. He didn't want to marry you. That's the truth, Ruth. And sometimes a lot of you women are asking yourself, you asking for trouble. You trying to marry these people. You ask for trouble. I can tell you a lot of stories. I heard this story the other day. I said this story. I've heard these stories. I've got a lot of friends and people. People who know people know, and I try to always disguise them, the stories. But a woman who was like, in a marriage, coming out of a marriage, in love with another person or whatever, like that. The person didn't want to get married. They're just not a married type. But this person who's coming out of a situation wanted to get married again. But the person that she liking or whatever is not wanting to get married. I'm like, and one of my people was saying, I mean, you think he a married? I say, he ain't gonna marry. He don't want to get married. I don't know if you can change him. I don't know if you can change his thoughts or you can change his opinions about marrying you. I don't really know that you can do that. I don't know if he will do that. I don't know if he will change for you. So that's very important. I mean, sometimes people don't want to, you have to believe they don't want to be married. They don't want to, and you have to, hold on, yo guys, I'm getting, okay. And you have to understand that. And she's looking at her life going, should I have stability? Well, yeah, the other person don't want to be stable. And it doesn't mean you have to have some stability with the person you're with. You don't have to stay with that person, but maybe you shouldn't project on this new person because they're not going to be stable. You shouldn't get out of this thing thinking this person is going to marry you if he's already said he doesn't want to be married. So definitely make sure you guys you guys understand relationships. You don't have to hold her up. If you know you're a guy that don't want to be married and she's going to keep bugging you about marriage, now she wants something different. And if you know you don't trust this person, if you know, like a lot of people get married, a lot of people, if there's something about this, it's usually more than money, in my personal opinion, that's going on. There is other things, probably reasons why he doesn't want to get married. Be honest about that. If you see something in this person and you just know, or something just eating at you, and you're like, this just don't seem right. I mean, it's perfect. You look perfect in all the other places, but something about this person, I just don't know. I don't like it. You can't, you got to be honest, man. You can't be sitting up there talking about your wife, your ex-wife, and prenups. And our prenup was broken. A prenup, I think it's more than that. And that you have to examine what that is. And Tyrese is more than that with you, because Tyrese, it seemed like you was hurt about that woman divorcing. You was hurt. Tyrese seemed broke, and it seemed like you went and got this girl quickly, while you was still on the internet crying about this other woman. And it's okay to be hurt. Divorce ain't supposed to feel good. But you can't project on other people. You can't be like sitting up there saying it's Samantha's fault. See, I went through all that. Well, you ain't saying it's Samantha's fault, but you're kind of saying it. And I went through the divorce. You don't know what it's like to get your prenup broken. All this stuff. Yeah, okay, it hurts. Okay, well, then you might not believe in the institution of marriage that this person does. So you might really need to sit down and have a talk and say, hey, I really don't like it like that. I'm a person that, I've been married twice. And I just ain't good at it. Something about me, they just keep leaving. They're taking my money. Okay, well then give her a chance to, and I can't get over that. If you a person, you saying I can't get over that, then okay, let her know so she can make the decision whether or not she wants. And ladies and men don't keep projecting on somebody who don't want to get married. Like, don't keep projecting on them. I was listening to somebody the other day. She was talking about how women, she said men will have a women on hold for 10 years, different women. And they'll pick them finally to marry them and stuff like that. I've seen that too. I've seen this recently with an older man who has been out there for a long time. I won't say he's in his 70s. I will say that, okay? And he was a very popular bachelor. I'm going to say this in certain circles. And finally, this woman been hanging around on for years. Finally, he picked her ass, okay? She's been hanging. I said, motherfucker, he just picked you because you've been hanging up in there. Me with the now he needs geriatric help and care and shit. Yeah. He needs you to be the hospice nurse. Woohoo! I saw Carucci with Dion. Speaking of hospice nurse. No, just kidding. No, Carucci with Dion they've been showing a lot of Carucci and Dion online a lot lately and stuff like that. They look cute. I can't let me just say this, okay? I personally think that Carucci is in between jobs. Okay, this is my personal opinion. Dion, I think she likes you. It's not that she can't like you, but it's just that it's an older man who's stable. He's got money. Girl been through it with these young dudes. These young dudes been running her around, and Dion is running her around and playing games with her. And Dion is so broke down. Not that Dion wasn't a game player and running around and doing all kind of crazy shit most of his life. It's just that he's now health-wise is shit. It is what it is. I mean, you know what I'm saying? He probably ready to settle down after looking bladder cancer and shit in the eye and all that. You know, he broke down and shit. All kind of shit going on, losing toes and stuff like that. Not trying to be funny and stuff. That's not pray for Dion. You know, I pray for Dion. Hope everything okay. But he's at a point where he want and Carucci don't have to work as hard as she did for Chris Brown's ass with girls everywhere and allegedly abusive. And then you got the other dude, the NFL player had girls everywhere. And then she had a little stable job and stuff. And then that shit went out the ranks. Then she started fucking around with Tracy Edmonds' ex. I know jobs is going to be hard now. Because Tracy out there in that film industry, that's a bridge you didn't want to burn probably if you was trying to be in film. So she's just probably like, shit, this is a good deal. This is a good gig. He ain't bad looking for his age. You know, he ready to settle down. He might be missing a toe, but you know what I'm saying? He worked about 70 million. What Dion worked about 70 to $100 million or something like that. That's good money. Probably have a baby. So you know what I'm saying? Before you get too late, if his shit still work, you know what I'm saying. I understand now. And he's at a place in his life because he's had such damage. Listen, and mama's always warning you. Tracy Edmonds' mama sat down with him years ago. I will never forget when he was on a reality show. She's like, don't play with my daughter. I knew, and she knew it was going to be a waste of time. Tracy Edmonds' mama, no. Sometimes you got to listen to your mom. She knew what it was. And he wasn't broke down. Here's what happened, Tracy. It wasn't that Tracy isn't beautiful and Tracy isn't got it going on and stuff like that. The problem is Tracy made a lot of money from her ex-husband. I mean, you know, she was with Babyface for years. She was able to flip that Babyface money, become a producer, a movie person. I mean, she did the shit. She became successful on her own. The seed money for Face, probably. That's what I'm gonna say. Okay. And she got out here, she had a few hiccups. You know, first it was Eddie Murphy, the little marriage to Eddie Murphy that never went past. They never signed the certificate. Then it was, who else was? I don't know. Then it's Dion, okay? And I mean, by then Tracy's her own boss. Like, she don't need your money. Like, she don't really need you. Like, she ain't need you like Carucci. Babyface already took care of that. She got her 2 kids with Face. And I'm just thinking about maybe Dion's ego. This is just Carlotta 101. I'm not saying this is fact. It could be completely wrong. I'm just saying what I'm thinking. You know, he out here, he went, you know what I'm saying? Dion got his own. Dion can't, Tracy got stuff to do. Tracy got jobs. Tracy got money. She don't really gotta be doing that with you. For his ego, that might have been a little bruising. Like, she can't, if I want another kid, Tracy probably could have had another kid about 10 years ago, but did she want one? Not when you're not marrying her. And maybe you looking at her still like you looking at Babyface still is the big dog there, even though yet she's been divorced from Babyface for years and stuff like that. You know, that's still the ex. You know what I'm saying? It's still loud. And she got 2 kids with him, even though him and Babyface met up together. I remember on the show, on the reality show, they had dinner and stuff together and everything and talked about the whole thing. But maybe that's for a dude like Dion, for a dude. Now, see, he ain't, now Chris Brown, he looking at Chris Brown. He probably ain't looking at Chris Brown right. Well, what he probably thinking is Chris Brown don't want Carucci no more. I don't know if that's true or not. He probably think he ain't got no competition from Chris Brown because Carucci's at a place in her life where these men, he probably think he ain't got no competition. He can come in as Captain Save-A-Hole right now. Hey, y'all gotta start seeing how this game works, okay? And so he can be Captain Saberho to Karuchi. Karuchi tired of getting played. These young dudes don't want it. The young dudes is like, yo, Karuchi, I got all kind of options. There's about 10 Karuchis out here. And I may like you a lot, but I don't want to straighten myself up enough to be with you. Okay. But Dion's at the position in his life that with Tracy, he wasn't there yet. He hadn't broke down enough. Tracy was still Tracy got her own money and all kinds of stuff. So it makes him feel maybe a little more intimidated and stuff like that. With Karuchi's at this spot now that she needs somebody, and Dion's at the spot where he needs somebody. Dion ain't and now I know y'all saying he got 60. I know what the red pill got. He got $60 million. He can get anybody he wants to. Yeah, well, he's broke down a lot now. It's not the same. He's had a lot of health issues. I'm not saying he ain't coming back. He ain't gonna come back and be he's still a handsome guy and stuff like that. But if I was Dion, I'm gonna tell you the truth. I would have went with a girl like Lisa. You know who I always thought would be perfect for Deion Sanders? They just have never met. I mean, I don't know if they've ever met or not. I don't know if they ever dated or not, but I don't know if they've ever crossed paths or not. I can't say that. Who I always thought would be perfect for him, just in attitude, everything, energy, down homeness. She down home, she hood, she's age appropriate. She's, Lisa Ray. I've always thought Lisa Ray and Deion would just be like, whoo, that would be because Lisa ain't taking no stuff, and Lisa is old enough to deal with the foot stuff. Yeah. But but that's just my opinion. Okay, but that's just my little celebrity makeover. But Karuchi, I understand what's going on. I understand that Karuchi's in between jobs, and Deion is at the place where he want to take care of somebody. Oh, I can take care of her. I ain't got to worry about her movie producing. I ain't got to worry about this and that. She gonna depend on me. She need my money, and I need her youth at this time in my life. Is it gonna last? I'm not sure. I think Karuchi's gonna get pregnant. Probably might end up pregnant or something by Deion Sanders, and that is gonna put her in another space. Listen, you're 38, Karuchi. Here's what I would tell Karuchi. Go back. My personal opinion is if you're in between, don't make no choices like that when you're in between jobs. Because what happens if your life suddenly changes and you can't afford to do your own thing? Are you still going to want a Deion? Is Deion still going to be? I understand the choice, though. I understand why she's doing it. Yeah, saying, well, why can't she love Deion? She might. I'm just saying that I'm not saying that she don't love Deion. I'm just saying that she's been put in a space where, yeah, it's easy to love Deion right now because shit, I ain't got no job. Everybody get what they want. Hope it works out. If not, Deion, I think you should go Lisa Ray next. Ask Lisa Ray out. But again, I don't know if he might be intimidated by Lisa Ray too, because even though she might not have as much money as him, she got her own shit going. Lisa Ray is her own entity. Okay, so some men don't want you to have your own entity. So understand this, Karuchi, what the price may be. The price may be high. The price now, you exchange, you know what I'm saying? You might be like, I'm tired of fighting with these dudes out here my age and everything like that. I had a friend saying that just the other day. Tom Young friend, I'm just tired. They get on my nerves. They just I said, okay, well, well, what do you want? But don't get into something because just because you're at a certain space in your life. It might be good for the temporary, but I wouldn't make no long haul. If I was Karuchi, I have fun right now with Deion. I would not make no long haul decisions on Deion. I would not be having no children with Deion right now. Give yourself some time to know if Dion is really what you want. You young enough to know that. You 37. He ain't going nowhere. He seems smitten with Karuchi right now because Karuchi got youth and she's not too old. She's not too young. She's got a sense of youthfulness and everything like that. And he can cipher off of. You know what I'm saying? So and Karuchi, you out here, I mean, that's some you probably getting free reign of the black card and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Uh, you know what I'm saying? Joy. Just don't have no babies right now. I know the clock is ticking. But understand if you do have a baby, I mean, you might don't do it for child support. I just tell women this all the time: do not have children for child support. Okay. I mean, you don't understand. You got I 37. That's young. I mean, I know the manosphere like to say 35, and you had Claudia out here just making it worse for giving the manosphere more. Even though they didn't play her whole interview, but I mean, just giving them more stuff to run with. What 37 is still very young. It's a lot of people, women having babies in their 40s. I mean, give it about 2-3 years, Karuchi, before you give up babies, okay? And you get trapped or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Give it a moment, because right now, as a single girl, you can do so much. You can play with that black card over there a little bit, but then you can be like, shit, if you baby free, it's easier to move if you got to. It's easier to say, hey, you break off this space. It's easier just when it's just you to move if you need to. Your family is more likely to help you if it's just you. Well, you might be saying, well, at least I get a check from him. No, it don't matter because kids is a lot. I tell people kids ain't worth no child support check because the way you start moving, it hurts the way you move. Even though a lot of women have been successful, been able to do it, I would not advise to do that though. Okay. So yeah, so it's very interesting with Karuchi. Okay, so the other day, Claudia Jordan. I'm gonna play this because people were asking me about this. Let's see here if I can pull it up. Y'all talking about Claudia, talking about Claudia was on Room Diaries, and it says Claudia Jordan shares her truth on dating over the years and gives advice to Black women. Okay. Let's see here.
If someone had told you about dating like in your 40s and 50s back then.
You think that when you're ready to settle down, that there's always going to be a lot of supply on the shelves, and it's not. Like at this age, a lot of the good guys are married or taken because they're good guys. And I was having a conversation with a girlfriend of mine the other day, and I'm like, well, your best bet now is maybe someone that a good man that maybe is coming out of a marriage, getting a divorce. So, I think in our youth, and I would like people to know this when they're younger, we think, oh, there's always going to be an endless supply. I can wait till tomorrow. Don't put off your happiness waiting. If you find that good person, like a lot of times we wait, well, it's not the right time. It's never going to be like the right time. I would say go for it more. I wish I would have told someone told me just go for it. I probably have overlooked a good candidate before, like maybe,
why is that though?
Me thinking the timing thing, maybe prioritizing career. I definitely was always like work. I never thought I could like the enough cushion built up to like relax and take my foot off the gas and start a family.
And then that just go on and on and on, and then you be 100 years old and you like it's still working.
And I think I will say specifically with Black women especially, I feel like we don't really have the luxury to think that we can kind of take time off like that. And I specifically say Black women because like we're usually the backbone of everything. Not even just with our families, but with our friend circles. Like it's always something for us to do. We're always taking care of somebody else. I don't have children, but I'm always like feeding a friend or taking care of someone or helping somebody out or doing a favor. And I think that's a cape that we put on ourselves. No one told us to do this. It's just something in us that we do. And if you think about the Black woman in your life, you probably think she's like a superwoman for everybody else. When does she slow down for herself? I think with Black women specifically, it's harder for us to ever feel like we can just kind of take a break. We have to be like all gas, no brakes. I don't think we have the luxury of feeling like, okay, I can take a breather now and relax. And I think it's really sad. You know, there's all these statistics about 45%, 65% of Black women will never get married, you know, and we're out here taking care of everybody else and not getting taken care of. And I think it's really sad. I think we self-impose this cape on ourselves to save the world. Look at all the marches. Look at all, I know this is dating, but I got to bring it into like the political space. We're always at the front lines for everybody else. For everybody. Brother gets killed, we're in the front lines. The LGBTQ community, we're in the front lines. Other women that are not even showing that up as our allies, we're in the front lines. Gaza, front line. We're always there for everybody else. And on top of all the stuff in our personal lives, we out here trying to save the world. When does that leave time to like really feel comfortable? When does that really leave time to like relax or even just like put yourself first or dating? And I just feel like a lot of women get caught up in saving the world and then they leave little time for themselves.
Okay, it's so much that Claudia said right there. Okay, lots. Okay, first of all, let me just say this. I do believe Black women are the most vulnerable women politically, spiritually, mentally, everything. Especially Black American women. I specifically point at, because I don't know the story. I mean, I do know the history of people in the Caribbeans and stuff like that, but Black Americans have such a different experience in Black America and what Black Americans have experienced through chattel slavery and Jim Crow laws, green books, shit. I mean, you name it. Okay. What we Black Americans have experienced has been very unusual in the diaspora. Okay. Only other group that might closely resemble that or understand that a little bit is South Africans during apartheid, right? And then they don't have the history. It's not the slavery history and all that stuff. To me, there is so much. First of all, you got to understand we don't have men. Most Black men in America don't make that the kind of money where women can be financially where they can't work, where they don't have to work. And when that is happening, sometimes it's a struggle because women are taking care of their families. If you have a Black person in your family, they got a lot of money or something like that, that person is probably being leaned on a lot. Okay. But Black women usually don't have that luxury. Black American women do not usually have the luxury. Black women are also vulnerable, very vulnerable politically. To me, they exploit, especially the Democrats, exploit Black women all the time. I would say for Claudia, her life is different. Claudia was in the entertainment industry. She was in music videos. She's out there. It's a different, her road is not your road. Most women don't have that experience in their 20s. Most Black women are not having the experience that Claudia Jordan was having in her 20s and 30s, being in the entertainment industry, moving a certain way and things like that. Most Black women are not having that experience, Claudia, right? I think that Claudia's experience makes hers a little bit different. And you know what? Here's the thing. It is there's so much to being married and a wife and all those things. I don't think it's just that women weren't ready. I was more focused on my career. I was more focused on this. I think you already have to be that. And it isn't, you can't be that a wife in terms of, well, I could have just kicked back when the guy came to me. No, I think women, I used to hear Juanita Bynum and women like this used to always be talking about this in the church and stuff like that, about if you want to get married, start practicing certain things. Like, you don't have to, that don't mean you gonna get married. Because listen, let me tell you the biggest misdemeanor, biggest the biggest wrong thing out here is two big things that's wrong out here. People think that having kids creates legacy when sometimes it don't, because your legacy could be like you see what happened to Rob Reiner and his child. They got kid legacy from other kids, but that's one kid left them a horrible legacy. Let me tell you, sometimes that's not. People think all kind of stuff. Kids can create legacy. It depends on what you put into them. But there's the other big thing out here that is not, I don't think is people get, is that you are guaranteed a spouse into your old age, and you're guaranteed not to be alone, even if you get married. There are plenty of people that can tell you right now who are in their 40s, 30s, 50s, got married and lost their husbands or their wives very young. Or people who are in their 50s and 60s and lost their spouse when they were 65. That's why I don't pay no attention to people talking about, hey, you gotta get, oh, what if you get back out here? Blah, blah, blah. You gotta do what you gotta do if somebody fall out somewhere. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just saying there is no guarantee. Let's get this straight right fucking now. There is no guarantee that you will have a spouse, that you are guaranteed a spouse into your old age. Most of the time it happens. But what happens if you become single at 60? So you're supposed to just get a fuck up. You're supposed to not, if you want to find love again, and you say, for instance, you lost somebody you really loved, and you might still be youthful and young, you just get a fuck up. Or what? Maybe it just didn't work out. But you're supposed to just fall out somewhere and and I hear young girls complaining too. They can't find nobody. It ain't about the age and stuff like that. It's about what a lot of y'all raising out here and children and y'all ain't teaching them how to be fathers. And y'all ain't teaching them how to be husbands and wives. That's why I say it's a thing of being that when someone finds you. You have to have the practice in of what a wife does, okay? And you can never really be ready for it. But some women have a natural thing about them, a natural nurturing spirit, a natural, they understand. And to me, a wife ain't just about keep. It depends on what each individual, men need individual things. Now, you could be two good people. Let me just say this. You could be two good people and got married and love each other and really care for each other, but just not, you understand, like, oh my God, like they don't fit where I'm going and she doesn't fit where I'm going. We love each other. It's just not, it does not work. Okay, that can happen too. So, but depending on who the man or the woman is, each person needs something individual. It's very different from what Johnny down the street working a 9-to-5 job need versus Denzel. Shit. Okay, they got two different needs. Okay, Denzel is a movie star. 9-to-5 Johnny, he needs certain things. He needs you to understand what he do or whatever like that. And maybe you understand what he do. And you know what I'm saying? Do y'all work together collective? Can y'all work to build a family together? Denzel, he needs probably something different. He's a movie star. He got shit going on. He already married, but I'm just using him as an example. You got somebody like a Denzel, just single. Okay, shit. He need a whole lot of different shit. Okay, versus this Johnny, you got to figure out what you marrying. Versus Johnny down the street working a 9-to-5 versus the surgeon that you meet at the hospital needs something different for his wife versus Johnny, the 9-to-5. Surgeon works a lot of hours. He's very busy. He has a lucrative lifestyle. He does a lot of things. Johnny 9-to-5, he come home from work. He cool. He got a nice job. But he got, maybe it's his family, a certain thing. Maybe he got outside businesses, or maybe he don't. But he just needs somebody to support him in what he does and stuff like that. It may get a little bit more difficult in what the surgeon needs, okay, and what Denzel needs and everything like that. Everybody, it depends on everybody's individual thing. Each person that you meet You have to individually see what works for you. It's not that I can slow up. It's that maybe you should have been looking for somebody to balance that with you. And it still would have been no guarantee it worked. Don't y'all hear now about the great divorces? It's a lot of women who are divorcing now after 50. They say, and they realize, hey, you know what? This is a nice marriage. You're nice, but I don't want to be married anymore. I don't want to, not to you. I don't want to do this. It's people great divorcing at men too. Men coming home with younger women and all this shit and all this stuff. Listen, it's no guarantees. You hope it lasts. You come into it and you make a vow. And vows should not be easy to break, but you make a vow and you hope for the best. And you bring to the table all the things that you have. You hope, and that doesn't mean there's no guarantee that there won't be issues that come up. What if you find out 5 months after marrying your dream guy, he got pancreatic cancer? Maybe you catch it early and he gets to live out his life with you. But what if he isn't? What if you caught it? I had a friend that's happened to. 3rd or 4th stage, and you find out I got a good 4 or 5 years with him. And most of the 4 or 5 years, he's going to be sick, half of those. I don't hear y'all. Y'all never think, y'all don't be thinking, y'all just think about the wedding. That's what a lot of y'all thinking about. Going down the aisle. Can I tell you, the shit get real after the wedding. About 5 years after the wedding, that shit be like, you be like, what? Boy, hold up. After the honeymoon phase up, you be like, whoa. You really, marriage should be one of the most unromantic things you do. Yes, wait a minute. Don't get me wrong. Chemistry, romance, all that stuff helps build the allure. It should be. Okay, I ain't saying that. I'm just saying that when you start to get ready to talk business of vows and what that fucking means, when you start to talk the business of vows, okay? Understand all kind of manner of shit can happen, okay? Can we understand that? Can we, so we can go into them not so hard on ourselves? Not just envisioning my wedding dress and my bouquet. And what Christian women do, oh my God, let me talk about my, I just had a friend the other day was talking about whoever God send me, God and Jesus, and I'm like, and listen, I'm for it. God, I believe God wants you to be with a great person out here in these streets. But I don't believe God's picked your spouse. I believe that God gives you the vision. God gives you a vision for your life. He gives you an idea, and he at that point, you can start making wise decisions, and who complements that, especially for men. Who complements the vision for me? Who compliments? Ain't God gonna send them down in the sparkling clouds, and you gonna see him over there? Sometimes that might happen. I don't know, but for most of y'all, it ain't gonna happen. Where he say, "This is him. This is your husband." Again, it can't be so ethereal. I cannot tell y'all enough. Most of marriage is not romantic. Some of it is romantic. Now, listen, I'm for people. This is why I tell people, make sure you got that. If you got the chemistry and the sexuality and sensual, all that with somebody and everything, and you marry them, it's gonna help. It's just gonna help. That's just gonna help with all the other shit. Okay. But that ain't gonna be the only thing. Okay. And that shouldn't be the only thing you pick somebody for. If you got chemistry with people, that's what I'm dealing with. I have my friend's friend is up here. She breaking up with her current person. And this other person out here, she got all the vibes with him and the chemistry and the hot sex and what all that. But he don't want what she wants. He don't want no commitment. Like, yes, I want that. And she hoping, maybe I'll change his mind. I've never had it like this. This is so great. Oh, I'm like, bitch, hold up. You don't want them problems. He's already okay. Yeah, the chemistry and stuff would work if he was a committed guy. If he was a committed guy, I would be like, oh, okay, you better hurry up and do what you need to do. But this person's not a committed person. This person doesn't want, everything is working, but that one thing. And she's a committed person. And she thinks that the chemistry and everything that they have together, the spiritual link and the everything that drives her crazy is going to be the thing that makes him want to marry her eventually. No, it's not. And you don't want to make him do that if you don't want to. Because what's going to happen is you're going to get married and then you're going to be all invested and he ain't going to be that invested. And then it's going to be like, it's just going to be all kind of manner of other shit happening. You got health issues, you got life issues, you got family issues, especially his other family, your family coming together. Shit, it's all kind of bullshit to be happening. Okay? I'm just telling y'all. Okay? It ain't it's about really learning partnership. Some days I laugh on the internet. This is one thing on the internet. This dude, it's like him and his wife be making these funny stories, and the wife, he was looking at her Instagram page, and she looking all beautiful and sexy on her Instagram page, and he looking over at her in the house, and she got a ponytail in her hair, she got her hoodie on, and she looking at TV, like looking at the picture, like what the fuck? But listen, there are days like that. You gotta really genuinely like somebody, genuinely want to partner with someone. And then I'm gonna tell y'all the truth. Then it's still one day at a time. You're like, this motherfucker right here, I don't know if I should be here or not? You know what I'm saying? It's still one day at a time. I'm just trying to tell you, gotta really genuinely like, damn, this is, if a dude don't see you and say, I want to take that motherfucking chance on you, I like you like that, I know it ain't gonna be easy, I know this shit's blah 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 blah, I know you a fucking crazy. Like, I have two friends that my friend right now, I have a girlfriend right now, her husband, I just love his ass. He's so crazy. He said, I said, what? He said, when she was walking down the aisle, you know what I saw? I said, what? He said, y'all ORU tuition bill. He always jokes. I'll be laughing. He'd be like, I still want to marry your ass. I still gonna wait to marry your ass. He's funny like that. He's hilarious. And they just crazy about each other. It's so funny. He's like, all I saw was that ORU tuition bill. I said, shit, but like he's been done paid it off and everything. But he was laughing. He's like, I don't give a fuck about the tuition bill. I don't care whatever it is. I don't care. I just want this person in my life, and I'll risk every fucking thing. I don't give a shit. I risk all this money. This money go out the window. I like her that much. Really, marriage got to really be that. I got to really be honest with you. I really in my head don't really kind of believe in prenups, because I think prenups in some senses, I understand why I do them. And if I was rich, I'd probably do them, but I really don't kind of believe in them. And let me tell you why. Because I think that absolves people of being serious about looking seriously for mates, especially if you're rich, because you might not think marriage is serious. That's why Jennifer Lopez has been out 6 and 7 times and shit, because she don't think somebody ain't taking marriage serious. You know what I'm saying? You fucking 5 and married 5 and 6 times, shit. Like, I mean, that's a lot. I can understand too. For real, I really can't understand too, because first time you get married, sometimes people get in stuff and they think they know what marriage is. You think you know, even for the people with the best of intentions, You know what I'm saying? They think they coming into this stuff and they think they understanding it and they think they got a smooth hold on what marriage really is. And then they get in and they be like, ooh, we ain't got the same goals. We ain't got the same things. And even over time, people change and they don't grow together and things happen and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Marriage is it's something that really takes work. And sometimes, like I always say, sometimes you don't survive. So really, my personal opinion is you got to be ready to throw everything out the window for somebody. It really is what it is. I ain't got to, for real. And then if it don't work, you threw it out the window. You tried. You know what it takes. You know what it takes to create a vow the next time. You know that hey, I know, hey, I got the chemistry with you. I feel it. I feel you. I feel your spiritual. I feel your spirit. But are you willing to give everything up for me? Because that really is what it is. Are you really would you, like, it don't even matter. Would you, I heard a particular entertainment couple talking and I was laughing because he didn't mean to tell. I told who it was on the show already, but he didn't really mean to tell that the girl he was married. He's married to two actors. They married right now. And he said when he met her on the set, they was working on this particular set together. She was already married. This is the fact. I'm telling y'all some shit. This is some crazy shit about marriage too. Okay, this is some things I'm telling y'all now. Sometimes vows get broken and shit. It is what it is. But whatever. Here we go. Okay. He said he saw her on the set. He said, "You my wife." She like, the fuck? I'm already married. You my wife. She divorced was a year or two later, divorced, and she married him. 20 years later, they married. They got kids and everything like that. But that motherfucker was willing to. They risked it. TJ Amy out here risking it out. I don't know if TJ Amy I could throw him in this, but people risk it out. People do a lot of shit for. Now, y'all saying that's fucked up. I know, but listen, it is. But what I'm saying is they was willing to take a risk for each other. It's crazy. I know it's crazy. I'm not saying that, but I'm saying things take risks. You can't go into marriage not understanding the full ass risk of it. I'm really serious. You can't. You like Tyrese is up there doing. Tyrese don't need to be married. Tyrese don't got to. That's why the other women left. They didn't see him. He never thought it was He's never learned anything from his vows. He's never learned anything from each woman. That's my personal opinion. You got to start looking at yourself. You can't talk about, well, see, I done got broken a couple of times and I don't know. No, you don't need to be married right now because you ain't willing to risk it all for that person. You got to believe in that person so much because this is a vow. You saying till death do us part, possibly. And I think most people who get married don't realize the weight of that. And most women who are talking about, I actually think you probably better getting married sometimes older because you got more of an understanding of shit life. But it is a tall task. You gotta be willing. If you're saying in sickness and in health, forsaking all others, sometimes y'all forsake all others. Till death do us apart, that's a risk. So you can't be worried about your money. If you saying, I'm willing to be with you, if you end up with, out here jacked up, you know what I'm saying? I'm willing to stay. And I know people don't keep promises. Okay, I get it. But like I said, things happen in marriage. But I'm saying, when you really, in my personal opinion, know you're ready to try to make that risk, even if you make a mistake. If most people thought about the gravity of what marriage is, then they would be smarter in how they handled it. very wise in how they handled it, use wisdom. You won't just be marrying because you sexually attracted somebody can put it down. That's good. That's extra good. If you got somebody who can put it down like that, it's good if you got that, but that ain't the only things that create a marriage. You got to be able to trust this person with your life. Simple as that. It's not really, and that's the unromantic part. Is seeing if the person can stabilize. Can a person hold a career? Do they got visions? Do they got goals? Do they match mine? Can we grow? And there is a possibility if we get married, how do we feel in the long run if it doesn't work? It might not. And can we always promise ourselves that we'll be honest enough and fair enough to let each other go? Those are all big things. Y'all sitting up here talking craziness. Y'all be talking, well, see, I wish when I was younger, this and that. That's because you wasn't a wife. That's why my personal opinion, Claudia, you wasn't a wife. That's why they didn't pick. That's why you didn't probably get picked. Most of the men, or you had a shot, but you didn't have that in you. You got to be willing to trust and risk. And then understand that when you trust and risk, you might get a bum deal. It happens, okay? But that don't mean it's over. That don't mean that your next deal is a bum deal, okay? And that don't mean you just give up on the institution of marriage because somebody gave you a bum deal. You might not, like I said, I look at Tyrese and people like that, it's just not mature. You just didn't, and then you went in there with prenups and everything else. So that tells me you wasn't really ready to risk it on that person, no way. Most celebrities aren't. And I understand it. Trust me, I understand the ideas of prenups. I ain't mad at it. I signed one. Especially you got billions of dollars. Because you know what I'm saying? I mean, listen, because you can, if you got a good lawyer, you can make a prenup, you can get a good deal for your time. If it don't work. In celebrity marriages, you really gotta be out here and be scared. The reason why celebrity marriages don't last is because they so free. They got too many options. They too out. They first of all, they got this is men out here who are, most of them are promiscuous. Not all of them, but a lot of them. They promiscuous. They can get any chick they want. They can this and that. They don't know how to stop. Shit. I mean, it's hard to ask a man to be a husband with all that running around. Okay, when you get coochie here, coochie there, coochie everywhere, coochie cat, coochie cat right down the street, coochie cat over here. I can get coochie from anywhere, any day. Why? Those men it's hard to ask them to mature. Even though I don't think that's Tyrese's problem. I think Tyrese's problem is just the ideas and maybe what he's bringing to the table has his ideas and thoughts about marriage. Whatever it is, it's making women. He's had 2 women in his life already leave. That's when, to me, you have to look at yourself. You can't look at her. You can't look at she took $2.5 million. I didn't hardly have no money. Can't look at none of that. You can't. But what I will say is I get why they left because I hear you talking now. Nothing. You are on it. You're never looking at you. Nothing you couldn't have had no fault in it. So I see what happened. Okay. And so that's why I just say with women, you have to already be that. Be what you want. If you want to be a wife, then you already have to practice the resources of being a wife. And you have to be very picky. And then, like I said, even if you've done everything to make the right choice and you risking it all and you this and that, you still could eventually down the line it not work out or the person pass away. Anything can happen. Okay. So there's no guarantee. If you're trying to get married to not be alone, bad idea. Now, if you're wanting to get married because you see this person has a partner and listen, God, I can work with them. They can work with me. Not even just seeing the potential. I don't believe in potential either. Like you already see that in that person. You already see that person working towards it. You already see them becoming that. You already see like that. I'm ready to give up every, like my friend, he said about his wife, like I see, even though he saw a little bit of potential, you know what I'm saying? But for him, it was just who she was already. He always bragging on who she was, even though he be joking about the loan. He always talking about she's smart. She preach, he'd be like, she preach better than me, and he's a preacher, you know what I'm saying? She know how to speak to me, the word of God and all this stuff. You know what I'm saying? He really is enthralled with her. So you gotta really know what it is that you really to risk it all, and know that possibly in this risk, it might not work. That's what risks are all about. Y'all want something perfect. Y'all think everything's supposed to be perfect, just supposed to strap in your lap and supposed to work out. They want to leave, like Tyrese said. Did you want to leave? They want to leave me. Oh, jeez. Get your shit together, Tyrese. Go get some therapy. My God. Moving on. He needs therapy. Really, he does. And Claudia, I really think, I like Claudia. I think Claudia is beautiful. I think Claudia is, I think a lot of men probably are intimidated of Claudia. Claudia has she's a beautiful girl, but she's very masculine. She's an Aries chicks. Aries motherfuckers is like, if you got some Aries chicks that know how to be soft, but Aries chicks really, even if they pretending to be soft, they really about their life. They fire, okay? Aries, the god of war. Remember when Jill Scott's recent ex-husband, he said, "What, you couldn't be a man around here?" Because she's an Aries. Jill is an Aries. Jill is tough. Jill is beautiful and soft and seductive. I saw Jill talking to, I forget, she was just doing an interview recently. I said, that is a bad girl. Let me tell you something about Jill Scott. Let me just say this about Jill Scott, okay? I gotta say this about Jill Scott. Probably one of my favorite female artists. But what I love about Jill Scott, that heifer right there, let me tell you, it don't matter her weight, whatever. She is sexy. She is just mad. She was seducing those men. I was watching her. Them two men was like, they was looking at Jill Scott like they could just fall in her. They could fall in love right now. She was just talking to him that time. Jill be talking that talk. Jill is very sensual, sexy, and it don't matter her size, her look. She just got that vibe and that energy. That girl was talking. These two men was just eating up. It was like butter was dropping from Jill's lips. I said, this bitch is, look at how she wrote. Them men was looking at her like, wow. And it didn't matter. They didn't see her weight. They just saw that pure energy of hers. And she's an Aries. Okay, now she ain't gonna be no punk though. Okay, you want all that gonna cost you. That's an Aries, that's the god of war. When you messing with an Aries, it's the god of war. Okay, people always ask me, what's the difference between Aries and Scorpio? Aries is ruled by Mars and Scorpio is ruled by Mars. Scorpio and Aries, in my personal opinion, I'm not an astrologist, you gotta ask your local astrologist, but this is what my opinion is. Aries is ruled by Mars strictly. Scorpio is ruled by Mars and Pluto. Okay, Pluto is that smaller planet. It's that, if you know things about Pluto, Pluto is what people consider the underground, the under earth. Scorpios, while we like war, we'll secretly, like Aries will just come for your ass, not Scorpios. We secretly might plan a war against you. Like we're not, we just get just as fired up as Aries, but we're not just ready to charge. We're strategic. Now, if you're Aries or you got some Scorpios, you're strategic and warrior. Hey, but for Scorpios, we're more strategic. You more can't, like Aries is just gonna come at your ass. They ain't gonna play no games with you. Not Scorpio. Scorpio, you do some shit to Scorpios. Scorpios might like, okay, Aries, if you do some, like say for instance, you cheat on an Aries, okay? She might burn your motherfucking house down like in the daytime. with you in your, she might come down saying, I'm about to burn this bitch down. You better get out of here. You know, something, and give you a warning. You running out the house and she's setting the match, dropping the match while she talking to you. Okay. Not Scorpios. We ain't even giving you no warning. We wait till the middle of the night while you in the house, didn't sleep, and we just coming to light the house up. And we walking on back by our business. That's the difference, okay? There's the difference between Scorpio. It's a lot more difference because we're a water sign versus they're a fire sign, right? But very, very different in how even though we're both ran by the planet Mars, we handle things a little bit different with our anger, but we still have the same legendary anger. And we still have the same legendary come at you, okay? The Aries are that they will do that. They will come at you. They ain't playing no games with you. I don't care how soft they are. That's why it doesn't surprise me about Jasmine Sullivan making that whole album with talking about what was the name of that album about the whole she was doing the opposite of the like a male female. That's Aries. Aries like that shit. They like, yeah, I'll do it like you. I can man up 10 times past you. I can be the 10 times the man you are. That's Aries, okay? Scorpio, we're a little bit more emotional, okay? And a little bit more softer sometimes. But Aries is like, I'll be 10 times. You know what I'm saying? Shit. You got to be able to handle Aries, okay? No joke. All right. So the next one is this Ghanaian pastor. Y'all gotta, I'm gonna need y'all to stop being overly religious. I'm gonna need y'all to start, if y'all gonna be Christians, I'm gonna need y'all to start reading these Bibles. Okay, I'm gonna need y'all to start like reading the word of God so you don't get food. And you don't be out here trying to go on the ship. Ghana. People got people from neighboring African countries seen swooping in to secure a spot in the ark of Ghanaian pastor who claims God's will to destroy the world with rain on December 25th. Now, this is the second or third time they've been fooled in the last couple of weeks, a couple of months, okay? And this is from It's On Site, okay? According to him, God revealed that the world would end in a flood similar to the biblical account. Noah claims to have built arks to preserve selected families who will repopulate the earth after the catastrophe. Now check this out. He after the 25th, he drove up in a Mercedes, brand new Mercedes Benz and all that with y'all money. And they arrested him, the last I heard, in Ghana. But y'all got to quit falling for this. If you read the Bible, or even if you listen to a good old Negro spiritual, remember the song, It's Gonna Rain, Better Get Ready. What's the song? Something, God showed Noah the rainbow sign, no more water but fire next time. Remember the song? Remember they used to sing that at church, Better Get Ready. They used to sing that, like God, Jesus will work it out. If you let, they used to, how you gonna pay your rent? Remember the song? I used to love the shit out of that song. All your money spent, a little bit to buy some food, even got a light bill too. Telephone disconnect, waiting on your next paycheck. Tell them what you ought to do. Jesus will see you through. All you gotta do, shit, all you gotta do is listen to that little song. Jesus will work it. If you let Jesus will work it. What's the other song? Noah. No more water, but fire next time. It's gonna rain. That's how you ought to read. No more water, but fire next time. God said he wasn't going to ever use what's the rainbow for? What's the rainbow sign for? You know, no, it's not for being gay, motherfuckers. In the Bible, the rainbow sign stands for God's promises that he would never destroy the earth by water again. So every time you see a rainbow, it's the promise of God that he will not destroy the earth by water. But next time, it's going to be fire on your ass. I'm putting a hot fire on your ass. Okay? If you read, you see that you don't gotta build no more arks. Okay? Ain't nobody doing the Noah no more. Okay? I need y'all to read. I need y'all to stop being over. See, let me tell you, problem is I talked about this in like a lot of the black throughout the diaspora. Black people are very spiritual. That's why they able to pull off a lot of shit over black. That's why the Klan got built. Remember what you know why the Klan wore hoodies? One of the reasons, not just to hide their identity, but they knew that the slaves were spiritual. And black people were spiritual, and they thought black people would think they were they were idiots, but they thought black people would think they were ghosts. The burning of crosses, all of that spiritual, because they know black people are spiritual. Sometimes too spiritual. You gotta throw in some logic. You come from a spiritual place. Africa is very spiritual. That's why these motherfuckers is running every 5 months. They got a lot of spirituality, but no fucking common sense. Okay, you can't fucking read the Bible. I need y'all to read for yourself. You wouldn't have put all your money on this man talking about an ark. Oh, Henry, look at all of them. Look at just walking. Ghana. People Ghana. I mean, they really rocking. Ghana. Somebody said it's even rain in the forecast and the messages. But this is what happens with this is why Jim Jones was able to get off what he was able to get off in America. Oh no, black Americans, no. We ain't gonna act like we know we smart, but listen here. We got to because of spirituality. Jim Jones, that's where the thing don't drink the Kool-Aid comes from. Jim Jones ass, okay? Jim Jones took a lot of black people down there in Jonestown and convinced them people to drink fucking Kool-Aid and kill themselves. And it wasn't that he wasn't giving warnings way ahead of time. This man had old people fighting in church. Now, the minute, you know what I'm saying, you see old people fighting in church, you be like, this ain't the church to be at. This man was doing drugs. This man was having sex with allegedly different members, men and women, allegedly. And y'all, if y'all had read y'all word, y'all would have been like, you know what, he a false prophet. Because God give you the signs of a false prophet. They come in sheep. They can come in as angels of light. He didn't even fool y'all good. Jim Jones didn't even fool nobody good. He didn't even come as no good angel of light. But y'all still went down there and drank that Kool-Aid. There's a lot of people, it's a lot of black people dead today because of Jim Jones' crazy Taurus ass. And a lot of y'all overly spiritual. Y'all looking for signs and wonders. And that's what he did a lot of, giving them little signs and wonders. A lot of y'all, that's what I told one of my friends. I said, I ain't really, I believe in signs and wonders. I grew up in the church there where you could see healings happen and stuff like that and everything like that. But I ain't in that. That's not the only thing I think the word of God is built on. Because if all you looking for is signs and wonders, it's going to be somebody to give you some signs. The devil know how to do signs and wonders. If y'all read y'all Bible, y'all would know that. Remember when Jesus was tempted Jesus was tempted at the 40 days and 40 nights. And what he said, the devil took him up on the hill and said, look at all this. Look at all the kingdoms of the world. They could be yours if you just bow down and worship me. Jesus said, I don't worship you. God's over all this. Listen, Jesus, I know you're hungry. Then he magically some bread and some good food appeared. He ain't ate in 40 days, Jesus. Eat this food right now, and I will give you everything you ever want. Man shall not live by bread alone, fool. Why was Jesus able to defeat Satan showing him all the kingdoms of the world, food when he was hungry, all this stuff, because he knew the word. Y'all got to know the word. The Bible will tell you, know your word. So it's sharper than the two-edged word, rightly dividing between what is it, right and wrong or truth? It tells you the truth. Y'all sitting up here running after this man to this man. Y'all in Africa crazy as hell running down that road. And some of these people, we brought some of that stuff over here too. Running up down, running after Jim Jones' ass. Stop it. This man out here running down the street, running to the ark. He ain't even got enough arks for y'all. What y'all doing over there? That's why the white men and the Chinese and stuff is all over there doing what they doing, huh? Y'all too spiritually minded that y'all know earthly good. Read. Quit looking for a sign. Quit looking for a wonder. Yeah, sometimes you gotta look for signs, but it's at an appropriate time. Y'all know this man ain't built. I can't. I just can't. I bet you could go over there and still sell, like, you know, them. You remember them potions they used to sell? They show on the old westerns where somebody ride into town, even on the Twilight Zone. They be trying to sell potions. They be like, this potion to make you feel good. I probably can go over there and make $1 billion. This potion will make you disappear by next year. You can become like Wonder Woman. You can spin around. You can disappear, and only your bracelets is seen. Remember the story, Wonder Woman? They probably buy that shit. I'll probably be rich. This is how the Chinese and everybody getting over on y'all. Oh my God, help me, Lord. Oh Lord. The Bible also says that you gotta be, wise as serpents, but harmless as doves. Is that the word? You gotta be wise to the games. You can't be. Oh God, I don't even want to talk about it. It's just to see all these people going when it's an old Christian Negro spiritual out here that tell you it ain't gonna be. I can't. Y'all don't even got to read the Bible. You just sing the Negro spiritual. And I know y'all in Africa like black Negro spirituals. Come on. It's gonna rain. Better get ready. I forgot the second verse. Something bear this in mind. Is it bear this in mind? God showed Noah rainbow sun. No more water but fire next time. They used to sing that when I was in school. They used to make you get up there as a little kid. It's gonna rain. Better get ready. I will never forget. God showed Noah the rainbow sign. No more water but fire next time. They used to make us sing. They were scaring the shit out of us too. Fire. Fire. Oh God. Let me move on. Next story. This show is going to here. I know. I just what else do I got to talk to y'all about? Turning Point should terrify the DNC. Yes, it should. But the DNC isn't that smart. I mean, after all, y'all propping up Jasmine Crockett. But listen to this young man. He's right. Take a listen. I got to put this on.
Inundated with tons of content poking fun at America Fest in Phoenix, Arizona. Yeah, the memes are funny. Yeah, that time where Erica Kirk called that kid a grifter is hilarious. Yeah, we're all disappointed in Nicki Minaj right now. But all this content is just engagement bait that's not magnifying what the big issue is. They are insanely organized. They have a ton of money, and they are creating a grassroots movement that the DNC is currently throwing sticks and stones at. It's not a massive conference. They are in 3,000 schools right now where kids are having face-to-face conversations with other kids telling them that the source of their problems is woke politics and progressives. And it's working. It worked in 2024, and it's getting worse. One of the biggest concerns that Gen Z has based off of statistical data is that they don't feel like they belong and they don't have community. Enter turning point. One of the biggest challenges that conservative politics has had over the course of the past 20 years is that a lot of voters feel like they are out of touch and it's just a bunch of old white men and they don't know how to reach young people. Enter turning point. Now they have a martyr. They have a real life Jesus Christ that they look up to and they feel like they need to fulfill his destiny. In the 2 weeks after Charlie Kirk's death, hundreds of students signed up to start chapters of Turning Point, and over 60,000 students signed up to join them. This is not political election strategy. This is a cultural movement, and they have hundreds of millions of dollars to fund it. Absolutely, we can point to racism and sexism for one of the main contributing factors that Kamala Harris lost the 2024 election. But the reality is that Donald Trump created a 11-point shift in 18 to 29-year-old voters, specifically amongst young white male voters, and it is getting even worse in the past year. And before you say, well, look at the most recent election wins, doesn't that mean that we're challenging it? No, because the pendulum swing that happens is atypical over the course of the past 24 years after an elected president enters office. What Turning Point is doing is very much like what Jerry Falwell did with the conservative coalition in the 1970s and 1980s, where they turned conservative politics into a single issue, abortions. And it worked. It worked for almost 40 years. The DNC has to figure out a way to challenge this, and it can't just be funny memes that are trolling Donald Trump. We have to be on the ground. And yes, there are a few organizations that are attempting to do this, but they have nowhere near the organization and the funding that Turning Point USA has. So while everybody is laughing at the memes coming from America Fest, I see something terrifying, and it should terrify you as well. And
it doesn't. I'm not a Republican or definitely as hell show ain't no Democrat. I can't stand a Democrat. I don't like that. Not that I'm out at the Republican. I'm very independent. But what I will say is this: listen, black people. A lot of people agree with, which I don't understand. A lot of y'all don't understand. Are Black Americans are traditionally very conservative in their ideas of social life and stuff like that. About, even though we've had a lot of crazy stuff with not lack of marriages, we traditionally really do believe in marriage, even though we're not getting married. We tend to be very churched out, very, very conservative because of the church in America, but we tend to be very social. More socialist towards our politics, and stuff like that because of what has happened in America. Here's my thing. I don't think the Democrats and the people who are powering the Democrats, like the one time the people who were powering the Republicans during the George Bush era, I think the same ones are powering now the Democrats. I don't think they care about you being involved politically and giving the Democrats an agenda. I don't think that's the plan. I think their plan is to villainize Trump and conservatives and everything, and make you have no choice but to accept things that you don't like from the Democratic Party in order to get a little something done for yourself. You might have to accept if you hate illegal immigration and you think it's hurting Americans' jobs. I'm not talking about legal immigration. I'm talking about illegal immigration and people sneaking people in the corners of the night and stuff. If the Democrats can't address that and they can't address certain things, people don't want to. That's why people ain't voting for you. But they don't care about that because they still got that as an agenda. Their agenda is still not really to help Black people, but to replace Black people. So now what they're doing now is villainizing. Oh, look, Trump, he's trying to go back to slavery, Jim Crow. Oh, look, Trump is this and that. No, you as Black people, no matter what the party, remember, no matter who the party is in office, you can't let them scare you. Remember, you know who passed the Civil Rights Bill? A alleged racist, Lyndon B. Johnson. It wasn't the one that was nice, Kennedy. Kennedy had been shot. Kennedy was actually Stalin on the Civil Rights Bill. It was Lyndon. And he did it for a number of reasons, but he also did it because Black people put pressure. If you don't have the Black Caucus no longer working for Black American agenda, but they working for everything else but you, and they ain't got no agenda, and they being taken over, well, what are you out here working for? All they gonna do is tell you all day how bad Donald Trump is to scare you into just voting for them for no reason at all. You can't they don't even want your political agenda. This young man is talking about, hey, y'all better get an agenda. No, they don't want no agenda. Do you not understand that party is being taken over by the people, the same people who took over the Republican Party during the George Bush era? Okay. And now you got a populist group over there in charge of the Republicans, okay, trying to go against the New World Order system, okay? Y'all gotta start getting wise about all of this, okay? The Democrats, why are you fighting agendas? Why do you just want to talk about Donald Trump and them, and you do not have you don't want an agenda? An agenda that from black people, an agenda from certain groups and stuff like that. You don't want no agenda. Why? And yet you want my votes. All they're doing is scaring you. And you should be like, no, should be no fear. We need, if you're going to be working for if you're going to be my political party, we have an agenda we want you to pass. That includes, we're talking about reparations. We're talking about addressing the rights and the wrongs of Black people, our ancestors. We talking about so that we can get some correction on a lot of the things that are happening in our communities through finance and financial hurts and stuff like that. There are certain agendas we need you guys to start looking at. Certain things you did to hurt Black America and stuff like that. There is an agenda we have here. Oh, and we're going to put pressure on you because we're not for illegal immigration. We got plenty of Black people. We got plenty of people in the United States that can work these jobs and train for these jobs. That's pressure. But they want to do what they want to do. And all they want to do is just pull out fear all day. Charlie Kirk and him, here they come. Oh, Lord. Who cares? So Black people had to deal with far worse in the 1950s and 60s. Oh, Lord, they was doing it in the 40s and 30s. You can't imagine. Oh, my God. No, Democrats, you need an agenda. Black Caucus, no, you can't just get vote. Jasmine, you just can't girlfriend your way up in there. Oh, honey, child, please, girl, please, honey, I tell you. And that's what I say. I don't let them talk to me like that. You know what I'm saying? And blah, 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 blah. And y'all fall for it. Oh, Jasmine, I love her. And she ain't gonna be talking nothing political. She's one of the dumbest politicians I've ever heard. I shouldn't say that. She's one of the less serious politicians I have ever heard. Maxine Waters was, at least in early years of Maxine Waters was about that life. This girl ain't about that life. She's Maxine Waters 2.0. They trying to make her a Maxine Waters 2.0, but she's not. They giving her the same girlfriend. Yeah, honey, yeah, because they know that gets to y'all. And that you don't got to have no politics, and all they got to do is fearmonger you, and bring up race and all this stuff. And you ain't checking her record to see what she doing in her community. How's her community changing? How does it look? This is the problem. You got to hold the Black Caucus members accountable. You can't just let them girlfriend you and homeboy you and all this stuff to death. And you know the reason, sir, that Kamala Harris lost is because nobody believed in Kamala Harris. Kamala Harris sounds smarter now than she did during the campaign. Kamala Harris sounds crazy, like dumb as rocks. She never had an agenda. She would sound half drunk half the time. I mean, she act like she didn't know what she was talking about. She act like she didn't need, for a person who was VP, we was like, do you got a hold of the topics? She didn't lose it because we were saying a woman can't run the United States. Bullshit. That's not why she lost it. And y'all know it. And y'all try to run her bullshit ass again. Y'all gonna have to do something to cheat to make her win. Nobody likes her. Get somebody else. And nobody is gonna believe Gavin Newsom. Gavin Newsom, if all they gotta do is pull up California and show you what's happened to California in the last 15 years. Motherfucker, Gavin will be on his way out. Y'all better come up with better politics, better politicians. The only way Gavin or Kamala wins is if the New World Order inducts their ass in, okay? Pay somebody off, shoot somebody off, kill somebody off, because we in that kind of space politically right now. We in some dirty times. That's the only way. That's the reason Donald Trump, that's how bad Kamala was. There wasn't no sexist. None of that. Wasn't that. Y'all got Susan Rice over there. Hell, y'all got Stacey Abrams this morning and Kamala Harris. What the hell are y'all doing? What's talking about? Shit, y'all can run Jasmine Crockett. Jasmine Crockett probably do better. And that's me saying a lot. Democrats, you got to get better politicians. You know why Trump won? Trump was talking to things that Americans, he was under, hey, illegal immigration. And I don't even know if he really still kicking people out. Illegal immigration, you can't be sneaking people in the middle of the night. People need their jobs in the middle. Trump was able to play to populist ideas. Why you, the Democratic Party, keep ignoring agenda. You want to do your own agendas and you don't want your constituents, because you're being ran by another thing. You want your constituents to ignore their ideas and agendas and just vote you in there because they scared of Trump. Y'all still using that same shit. That's crazy as hell. That's how Trump back up in there. Trump had a better campaign strategy than you. Even if he's fucking up right about now, he had a better campaign strategy. He did. Americans was like, yeah, well, that sounds about right after what we've been through with Biden's dumbass, crazy ass, senile ass been up in there. Just admit it. Admit we did bad. We haven't had a politician that looked halfway decent since Barack. And Barack, even though Barack didn't do much. But yeah, at least Barack looked like he was doing something, okay? I mean, y'all better go over there and beg Michelle. Michelle, please run. Please. It might be over with. If y'all come back with the same stuff, if you don't even put a falsity up there addressing American the things that Americans don't like, they don't gas being too high or food being too high. You say, well, Democrats say, well, Trump's not doing anything, but he talks about it. Y'all don't even want to talk about it. Y'all don't even got no agenda. Y'all just be sitting up there trying to ignore y'all be on all the sides that don't make no sense. Americans up here struggling with keeping their jobs, and you up here talking about, well, we need to be open to letting more illegal immigrations come in here. And people like, what? I mean, it's just like y'all are out of touch. So now you enter crazy Erica Kirk and crew. And trust me, they crazy. Okay. Jesus loves me, this I know. That's the Handmaid's Tale. For the Bible tells me so. Yes, and the Democrats, they don't care about Jesus. They're a sinful group of people. We want to address all the things that the Democrats don't address. And they kind of right about y'all. Y'all just ain't got no problem. You just ain't got no thing. At least they got an agenda. Project 20, what's that? Project 2020 or whatever the fuck that was. They had an agenda. Where was y'all agenda? Sitting up there, all y'all did was talk about their agenda. Look at their agenda. Oh, they want us to not have abortion. Oh, they want us to do this. No. Their constituents came with an agenda. That's what politics is. Politics are the constituents come with agendas and put pressure on the no good politicians, because politicians will flip in any second for any kind of vote or money. So you got to put pressure on them. You got to have, you got to play the game. You can't just vote them in and say, now let's wait. No, you got to be constantly putting pressure. Them people, Project 20, whatever they was, they said, Trump, here's what we want you to do. If you want some of our money, okay, you better listen and you better follow our agenda. Trump, it ain't that. You think Trump probably believe in half that shit he doing? Now, y'all know how Trump was in New York City. No, Trump is going where the vacuum of power is. Same thing will happen with the Democrats. No, you supposed to have an agenda, but the powers that be, that these new powers that's taking over the Democratic Party, which I believe is the same powers that ran the Republican Party in the George Bush era, they don't want you to have an agenda. They just want you to vote in these personalities as you see them, and then they use these personalities to get over agendas they need to get over in order to bring forth a new world order system. So you got to be smart. You can't just be like talking about Project 2020 or whatever the hell you mad about it. No, they did politics right. Especially Black America. You can't afford not to have a political agenda. You can't afford to vote a party in with no political agenda. You got to be like, no political agenda towards you. That's just messy. All the stuff you've been through in America, and you gonna vote, you gonna just vote somebody in there with no political agenda. They ain't gotta like you. That's a problem. Y'all want too many friends. Y'all want friends. I don't give a shit if they don't like me or not. Are you gonna press my agenda? We got an agenda here, Trump. Do you want to go for it, or do they Democrats want to go for it? Who want to go for this agenda? And if neither one of y'all go for it, well, we might just sit our asses at home, or we might just vote a down ballot. Now, how are we going to do this? Democrats, it seems like to me, you need us more. Now, how you like to lose the next 20 elections? That's how you do it. You don't be sitting up there, that's just my friend, honey. That's my girl. Yeah, that girl, Kamala Kiskiwi. Y'all so stupid. These people don't care nothing about that. They did that so they could get up there and fool y'all. Help me, Lord. That's what Trump is over there doing with the Project 2020. He know but these people ain't they electoral. You can't fool like that. They about that life. They like, nah, bitch. We got a project for you, Trump, that you gonna go. It don't matter if he believe it or not. His constituents got the money and things backing him, and damn sure you gonna look at it. You gonna act. You better act like you know. And so that's what's going on. And y'all sitting up here you letting them bums over there who run in the Democratic Party tell you that Trump's the problem. No, Trump ain't the problem. His political constituents is about that life. Y'all need to be about it too. God, it's so boring. I'm tired. Democrats are always coming out the dummies of them all. They do most of the dumb. It's a party. That's a party that serves when you try to serve everybody but serve no one. You know what I'm saying? That's their problem. Okay. We're trying to serve everybody but serve no one. Okay. That's the Democrats. Okay. Okay. So we got two more stories up here. Okay. Let's see which one I want y'all to listen to first. Okay, this is about Chinese using AI in their school, and Joe Rogan was responding to this video he saw. So I wanted to, this is from Entrepreneurial Code. So let me show y'all this, okay?
At this primary school in China, know exactly when someone isn't paying attention. These headbands measure each student's level of concentration. The information is then directly sent to the teacher's computer and to parents. Classrooms have robots that analyze students' health and engagement levels. Students wear uniforms with chips that track their locations. There are even surveillance cameras that monitor how often students check their phones or yawn during classes. For this 5th grade class, the day begins with putting on a brain wave sensing gadget. The device is made in China and has 3 electrodes, 2 behind the ears and 1 on the forehead.
Whoa. Yeah. Whoa. They're going to kill us. Well, they're going to dominate. But it shows how China is using AI in their schools.
Teachers at this primary.
Okay. And he talks about China's going to. Here's what I'll say. I told people this years ago that people behind the ideas, which are they're not a one party group. They're people from several different parties who believe in New World Order agenda. Okay. And they often look at China as the ideal state. because China is very controlled, has a very controlled, and that doesn't mean you can't learn anything from socialist communist China. You can learn a lot from China. You can learn how to educate children in a better way and stuff like that. But the downfall to me always is when you take away people's, when you have to force people to do so. There is um a controlled society. I believe controlled societies never work well. Okay, and eventually somebody is going to rebel. Okay, so it's just like societies with too much. There's not, to me, cannot really be a democracy. That's why I always tell people, you have a certain amount of freedom in the democracy. Our idea is democracy, but we're really a republic. Okay, so understand what that is and the difference it is. Okay, you can't have total freedom in something, because then, I mean, it'd be crazy. Okay, but because there are laws and rules and things like that, right? But yeah, I don't think that we should actually think like that. I do believe you can learn from the Chinese about education and bringing in more educational tools and things like that. But China is not the idea to me of a great state. Okay, so but I think America's not the idea of a great state in its current state now either. Okay, so yeah, very interesting though. I thought that was okay. Thought I'd share that with you guys. And the last story. Okay, this is a funny one about which one? Which story I want to share with y'all. Okay. Oh, y'all know Tyler Perry is being accused of another sexual assault. Okay. I don't know if these people be telling the truth. It's a lot. Here's what I'll just say. Tyler is probably being a little messy out there allegedly in trying to get these people. You can't, Tyler. It's a lot of, you can't fucking have relations with the dudes you hire on these sets. Cause they're gonna turn around and they're gonna change. I keep trying to tell people, you can't make your money where you can't make your money. You can't make your honey where you make your money. See, Diddy did the same thing. He put that girl in place, Cassie. She was really, and that's why he almost got a RICO charge, because he gave her a record contract. He had her 10 record deal. So they was able to put coercion and all that shit on that. Okay, you can't it's hard to make your honey where you make your money. And if you make that your honey, then you probably gonna have to take them out of position, because they gonna find something on you. You can't. It's hard. Money and business. Oh Lord, when you got people working for you and they your money, or they work with you or under you or around you, it's hard to be dating somebody at your job. It's fun until it all goes bad. And then you got to go to work and look down at the motherfucker every day. Okay? You know what I'm saying? Y'all got to start thinking out here. Okay? Tyler Perry, quit trying to give people jobs and give them raises and stuff, and allegedly for going out on dates with your ass. Allegedly. That's dumb. That's a sexual harassment. So you know better. What the fuck is going on out here? He's not that. Are you not that sort? We know better. You can't ask these dudes, hey, we just get together. I'm gonna give you another role. You know what I'm saying? I know it worked for white men in Hollywood, but it's not working for you. It's black men. It's not working. I know white men do the same sexual harassment, alleged shit. Okay, but you can't do it. All the men out there, Tyler, allegedly, find your man allegedly somewhere off the Tyler Perry studio campus. Jesus, what's going on here? What's going on? We can't keep doing it. Anyway. Okay, 2 more stories. I thought I had 1 more, but I got 2 more. Ben Affleck. About fame. Okay, let me stop. That's because a lot of famous people, fame is harder. Okay. Fame is harder than being rich. But if God gives you fame, you have to know how to use it. I've said this plenty of times on this show. Fame cannot be, you cannot play the God game. Fame is a worship game. You have to have something spiritually to put it back on. You got to have a spiritual base to put fame back on. Fame is not for you. You are little G. You can't handle fame. But if you use fame towards the things of God and things that God wants you to do, you can use fame fabulously. Change your life. You can use fame, your power and fame wise. Sometimes fame, you might not have no money, but you got fame, and that can make you powerful. If you know how to use it right. Okay. So yeah, I thought that was interesting that he said that. Okay. Okay. Last story. Okay. Last story. I talked about this story several years ago on the show when it was on Blog Talk Radio. Some of y'all did not believe me. Even Randy Jackson tweeted about it. Y'all still didn't believe it. But it's an old gossip story. Hold on. It's an old tea story back in the day that a lot of people knew about. And some people still don't know, and they're always shocked when they hear it. Yes, this Saint Dallas talks about it on his show. This is him talking about it, about the time Tina Turner shot Randy Jackson of the Jackson family. Okay. Okay, shout out to Saint Dallas. Y'all can go follow him on that story, Saint Dallas, on Instagram. He gives really interesting stories. I told this story years ago. People was writing me saying, "Oh, you never heard it." It's true. Randy Jackson confirmed it. Okay, and I heard it was the stomach. I heard he had serious injuries. But he's saying he got shot in the ass. I don't know. But they decided, I guess the family, something happened where they got together and they didn't press charges against Tina. Okay, but the rumors were that he called him doing something. I ain't my business. And listen here, okay, y'all, that's the end of the show. You guys have a great rest of your week. I hope you enjoy it. I will try to do another show before the New Year's, maybe one show. I don't know. Don't guarantee. Don't act. Okay, I'll try. Okay, but you guys enjoy your New Year's, and I hope you have a wonderful 2026. Oh my God, isn't it so? This is so exciting. We're heading towards 2026. I'm just praying for God's blessings and protections over you as we guide into the new year. Because let me tell y'all something around the new year. It be trying to take, people. I be telling people this is one of the most spiritual portals in times of the year. Because, and let me leave y'all with this: death be busy, for real, not for real. So you got to pray God's protection and uh just protection and peace and guidance to you over the new year, because it will be things and spirits and everything trying to come and stop your destination, baby, to stop you from coming over into the new year. So I am praying for y'all protection, my protection. Y'all pray for me, guidance, everything, that we make it over into the new year and beyond, and y'all get to fulfill y'all destinations and things that God will have for your life in 2026. Okay, I'm out. Y'all have a good one. See y'all. What we gonna leave y'all with? I'm gonna leave y'all with some electronic music. Okay, what y'all want to hear? Feeding the ducks, night driving. My friend said, "Why y'all play music?" I can't. I'm on YouTube. They dog me now. Okay, but let me play y'all day. I'm gonna play y'all daydreaming. Okay, that's what y'all gonna leave with. All right, I'm out.